I'm doing fine. How do you do?
Fine. How about you, Mr. Birdman? Alan?
Yeah, this time I'm actually here.
Yeah, you're actually here this time.
Oh,
But
yeah,
we're
yeah.
still missing somebody, though. We are missing somebody, and that is Allie Girl. She is gone. I don't know what the fuck happened. She left us. She left
She said
us.
she'll be
Hey.
back later on. So.
Yeah.
Maybe she was like Alan and got gassed the day before.
That's okay for the third time. That's not what happened.
Wait, you got gas? What the fuck does that... Like, what? Like, did someone fart on
Man,
you?
he got gassed like the trenches of Verdun, bro.
Are you serious? Like,
That was
no.
a history joke.
Wait, I'm not
Okay.
gonna know this shit. Like, what the fuck you telling me that shit for?
Just assume whenever God is talking, he's talking shit.
Okay, yes. Wait,
Okay,
oh,
so-
look at the YouTube chat. Fucking, he's saying that Nick loves dick. I like my own dick. I love my own dick, but not like just dick in general.
I mean, if he didn't like have a risk of breaking his back, he suck it.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, that's actually, I did try to do yoga for a little bit, and I was like thinking in my head, like, you know what, dude, it'd be great if I can actually end up doing that one at one
That's
point.
that's not the point of yoga. Don't do it.
no,
You'll
but
break your
listen to
spinal
me.
column.
No, but
Or
here's the
your
thing.
ribs.
I got close.
Stop telling people this.
Alan.
Your ass did not get
no, I'm not gonna. I'm done. I'm
Fucking
just joking.
I'm calling shenanigans. Your ass did not get close.
I did not get close. No, I did not. And I wasn't trying to do that, by the way, too. If anyone actually fucking believes that, fuck you guys very, very much. No, I did not try to do that at all. I'm not fucking Marilyn Manson.
Bullshit.
And by the way, too, don't even pretend like you weren't thinking about it at some point when you were like growing up and everything. Like, oh, I can't get the girls to do it, so I'm gonna do it myself. Yeah, I'm not fucking stupid.
No, I wasn't. I was fucking weird as a kid, but not that fucking weird.
You're
Hey,
still
hey,
fucking
Nick.
weird.
Nick, I plead
Not
the
that
fifth.
fucking weird.
You plead the fifth.
I plead the fifth.
You're not on trial. You're not charged with anything.
Meanwhile, the fucking bird is just like, man, y'all don't know, man. I've seen some shit. Ah, fuck.
Anyway, in case anyone cares of why I wasn't here on Wednesday, what happened was, and I forgot I had this appointment, but I had a dentist appointment about 5 hours before the show to get my wisdom tooth removed. So I didn't actually get gas. I just had the injecting freeze into my face.
Oh.
And it got, like, the procedure was fine, but when I got home and it wore off, I was in excruciating amount of pain. I was like, let me just take a nap. Let me take a quick nap. I woke up. I was like, man, I feel great. Let me check what's going on. And I get a message from Nick going, where the fuck are you? And I get a message for Gonzo going, you're fired. I was like, oh shit, I missed the shot. Fuck.
No, it's fucked up because he actually got on webcam when he first like came back and everything in the after hours when we were done with the show, and I actually like looked at the webcam. He was like this. He was like,
Pretty
This
much.
fucking kid.
Because one side of his face looked like he just had a stroke.
I'm gonna be honest, dude, man. That Novocaine is fucking great. Like I love that shit, man. Oh
Oh, is that what it is?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, because like the thing is the last time I had a wisdom tooth removed was like 5 years prior, and I fucking hate my old dentist. That guy did not know what the fuck he was doing. Like he put 2 fucking injections into my face, or 3 actually, 3, and I still felt most of it to the extent where I'm pretty sure people in the lobby thought I was just being tortured for information because of how loud I was fucking yelling. Because he basically removed my tooth with me still feeling it.
You're like this little girl. Ah, what the fuck?
Man, see, that's the thing. You're giving your side of the story like you're all innocent, Alan. Oh, I went to the dentist and he tortured me. Bitch, you canceled on 3 separate occasions.
Yep.
You missed
No, I didn't.
several other phone
Man.
calls.
No,
And
I
you
did
were,
not.
and from what you told me, you acted a little rude to the dude.
Okay, that was a completely different scenario of why he doesn't want to see me anymore. And what it was one situation I went in just for a checkup because another dentist told me to check up in about a week, and the second time was it was 6 months, and I was waiting for my school to restart the insurance, and he just said, fuck it, leave. I'm like, whatever. So I went to a different place, and I actually like this person a lot better because she, in 2 injections right here, did a much more invasive fucking surgery and was able to pull it out without me feeling any pain. I think I almost dozed off halfway through just because I was super tired that day. So I was like, you know what? Fuck my old dentist. Crockety old bastard.
Dude, I'm loving these fucking pictures, honestly. Like, I'm sorry, I know, like, you're talking about certain things, but, like, I'm looking at this shit, too. Like, what's happening to these kids taking pictures at a dentist place? Like, just everyone's like, these two look like villains. Like, oh, yeah, give me them fucking teeth. Like, this is, like,
who
weird
took
shit.
a photo of this and like this is gonna be a good way to get dental out there, get people want to be dentists, want to go see your dentist every year. Let's show a kid just completely fucking suffering.
Justin Zarian's being gross, too. He's saying Alan likes getting invaded. Which I'm pretty sure he does, but I don't know how that has to do with his dentist appointment.
Only missionary style, Justin. Only missionary style.
You heard it here in the YouTube chat of the Midnight Chat Attack. By the way, too, this whole chat attack thing, I want the Double Toasted and YouTube to fucking attack each other. I want you guys to try to outdo each other. That shit would be amazing to me. Maybe at the end of the show, we'll choose Ganja, like what chat did better than the others. You know,
I think the deep chat's a little busy with themselves at the moment.
yeah.
What the going
Man,
on?
I've Nick and yoga.
I
I'm
don't
telling
think
a
I
story
got time
about
for the YouTube
dentistry, and
chat.
they're posting.
Hey, sometimes you go to dentist, sometimes you blow yourself, Alan. You know.
Exactly. Yeah.
They're the same thing, apparently.
It's two
Go ahead.
different oral appointments. I fucked that up. I said oil appointments.
You almost had something. You almost had
I
something.
almost had
You're,
something.
you're still right because there's lubricant involved.
There is lubricant involved, and then over here too, I'm looking at the YouTube chat, and Jordan's saying cream pies from the dentist.
Man, let that shit go. It's over.
Oh, I love
Oh,
it,
man, I can't.
All y'all.
All the nicknames I come up for Alan, man, I can't decide what's my best. Either the Nazi bird, Penny Boy, or fucking cream pie. Like what? I can't decide anymore, man. You have so many fun names.
Well, Penny Boy is from Corey Coleman because of the whole Canadian penny thing. Which, by the way, if people forgot already, I just want to say I'm on your side on that shit. Canadian pennies are great.
In case people forgot, remember when Alan fucked up and gave Corey a roll of
That
fucking
was
pennies?
a good gift. It was a good
I was
gift.
on his side till I realized that currency is not even legit anymore.
No, it's not legit, but the thing is, it's like, dude, it's Canadian money. Like, that's fucking awesome. Like, dude, if you give me Canadian pennies...
It's not even Canadian money. The Canadians don't even use it.
Man...
Okay, in my defense, I knew it was stupid before I did it, but Anthony's like, no, give it to him. I was like, I don't know if I should. This seems like a bad idea, but I'm like, okay, I guess I'll do it. Sure. I did not want to do that shit, so I got coerced into it.
No, dude, that fucking... that gut feeling, you might want to stick to that shit. YouTube chat, but yeah, in case you guys are wondering the cream pies thing, because people are probably gonna be saying that shit all fucking night. And Justin loves you too, okay, Mr. Pennies? Come on.
Fuck Justin.
Mr. Pennies. It sounds like a Willy Wonka character or some shit. It's fucking weird. But the thing is, though,
with me, and you'll see a land of frozen expectation.
No, all joking, I want to move somewhere that's always winter, man. Like no summer.
I'm just
This
afraid
motherfucker's trying to move to Westeros and fucking Games of Thrones and shit.
Dude, I was actually kind of scared that he was about to
Hey,
say,
I'd
like,
be happy on the wall, man. Just chilling. There.
No, dude, Justin, or Ganja, you know what I was actually scared of him saying right now? Because he was like, I want to move somewhere really cold all the time, man. Because I really like to snowball. Like, I thought he was going to say some weird shit like that. So I'm just like,
I don't even know what that means.
oh,
Man,
we'll have
I'm
a
not
talk
explaining
after the show.
snowballing. I'm not gonna do it, Nick.
Yeah, I'm not doing it either. Watch Clerks, man.
Yeah.
Like, fuck.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, snowball. Fuck, Alan. God damn it. No, but people, and in case you guys are wondering, the cream pies thing that the YouTube chat's talking about right now, too, which they're saying, fuck the DT chat. So, DT chat, Raheem, Red Robot King's after your ass. But here's the thing, though, man. The Rocket League playthrough, which we, do the MCA Plus bi-weekly. Might end up doing it weekly after the New York party and all that kind of stuff. But definitely go on there and check it out. Man, when you guys got fuck with Anthony, that's fucked up, man.
Oh.
He
He looks like he got told the soda wasn't free.
No, he got told that they didn't have any Dr. Pepper. Looking at back, there ain't no Dr. Pepper back there. He's like, oh, man, fuck.
That guy got a cup of water and was just trying to steal some Coke, man.
I know, that's...
Hey, man, I would do the same shit. I got mad when Taco Bell stopped letting us do it.
Man, so when I was in high school, before they had that rule at McDonald's, people would do that shit all the time. And whenever it was lunch, because the high school was like a 5-minute walk, like it was right beside the school. So we would send like 40, 50 people doing there. And they got really pissed off to the extent where they started writing on the bottom W for water because people just kept abusing the shit out of that.
Damn. Yeah, no, people are fucking assholes. I used to do that shit at the job I worked at.
That's when I put my hand under the cup and just push it down like that.
No, but anyways, man, you guys are fucked. Julian,
I did. No, dude,
do
you
you guys-
joke that I did that once. Not with my hands, but I was able to press it and put my face underneath.
oh damn,
That was great.
and that's the
Wait,
thing.
so you drank out the fountain, you nasty motherfucker?
No, I let it drop and then it went over my face.
Can you imagine
That's not
how
the only
crazy?
thing that happened like that.
I'm gonna regret that statement.
No kids. Oh,
As soon as I said that, my brain's like, the fuck?
he
Hey,
likes it
Nick,
all over his
he
face.
just tilted his head and just let it drop right on his face.
All
Just let it
over.
drop. Just let it hang there for a second, just wiggle
With
around.
his mouth wide open, by the way.
Apparently,
No,
apparently I can't go 5 minutes without saying stupid.
No, you can't go. You can't go 5 minutes without getting cream pie. But anyways,
Just get on with the fucking show.
no. But Justin's
Oh.
already in the chat too. He's saying he cannot wait to talk about Gotham tonight. So maybe we'll talk about that. I know you and Justin have a little thing going on. And
We had a 2-hour discussion.
Yeah.
Fuck Gotham.
That's gonna be great, and I can't wait for that. And that's part of the itinerary because yes, people, as you saw, we're talking about Gotham season 4 possibly being one of the last
Good.
seasons of Gotham. Not so good. We'll see. We'll see what happens. By the way, too, just to let everybody know, I want to put this out there right away. I have not seen the entire fucking show, so when someone says, "Oh, Nick, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about," I just know about the first 2 or 3 episodes, y'all. Like I'm not an expert, so Alan.
Damn,
Justin,
you quit early.
Yeah, because I
Hey,
do not want
trust
to
me,
get
he did the right fucking job. He didn't continue with that fucking show.
Yeah. Oh, damn. And I actually
Holy
enjoyed it.
shit.
I actually enjoyed what I saw. But anyways, and then we're also talking about, speaking of comic book shit too, people, we're talking about the Defenders being the least watched Marvel Netflix series that's going on right now. I think that's a real
Even
big...
more than Iron Fist? That's surprising.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing in that sense. And then also, too, we're talking about Linda Hamilton coming back to the Terminator franchise, and I got to give a big thanks.
Coincidentally, after What's-Her-Face is returning to the Halloween franchise.
Yeah, Jamie Lee Curtis. I mean, everything's kind of turning around and coming back. I can't wait for Nancy Thompson, or Heather Langenkamp to go back to the Nightmare on Elm Street. Like, that's going to be fucking amazing. And
Just do a cinematic universe, fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they need to fucking do. Even that one girl is going back to Jeepers Creepers 3. But anyways, we won't talk about Jeepers Creepers today. Finally, we won't talk about Jeepers Creepers. Okay.
Our week 4 discussion of Jeepers Creepers.
the midnight Jeepers Creepers. But no, and then on top of that too, we might be talking about Punisher a little bit again because I want to get your opinion on that new trailer and John Bernthal being fucking badass.
Yeah. Well, we'll do. Oh, if you want, we could just lead into that like quickly, you know.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, with that said, people, there has to be a way you guys gotta get in a call to join us for these discussions. And Ganja Guru, I want you to tell the people how to get into the motherfucking call.
All right, guys, to get into the call, you guys are going to be looking for a little box that's going to be flashing red, yellow. It's going to be either here nor here. So please let them be lookout for it. Sometimes it hides behind the main chat. That's happened to me a few times where I have not seen you guys PM boxes because it hides behind the main chat. So make sure to move that around to look for it. But it's going to be flashing red and yellow. Make sure to click that. You'll find a Google Hangouts link inside the inbox. Click on that, and we'll bring you on to the show.
Oh, yes, and people are going to show you this website really quick. Not website, but the fucking channel. We got the Midnight Chat Tag live streams going on right now, but also check out the highlight videos and everything. I'm going to be going back and pushing up a lot of highlight videos, but also, too, the Flex and Chill stuff. At the end of the show, we talk about Flex and Chill. God damn, that lady's face is fucking scary. But yeah, people, like, make sure to check this stuff out. Leave some comments and everything too, and then maybe I can get, you know, your opinion more so on some of these things. And then also, I want you guys to be on these highlight videos as well. But before they come on to the call, man, sometimes people they break some rules. We gotta remind these motherfuckers what the goddamn rules are. Gotcha, Guru. What are they?
Well, if you put them up there so the folks can see, because they are fucking retarded sometimes when it comes to remember these rules. For example, rule number 1, newcomers, join the call first. We want those new, fresh smelling faces, so make sure to hit us in the PM box, either me, Birdman, or Nick Diaz, and we will get you on the show. Rule number 2, do not talk over each other. It's got a little dick. It just ruins audio quality for later viewing, and you know, it sometimes doesn't make sense, so keep it to yourself. Rule number 3, please no nudity, folks. This is kind of a mainstream rule when it comes to YouTube. They don't like titties, they don't like vagina. We like that in the after hours, but during the show, please keep that to yourself. Rule number 4, do not give anyone else the link. We have a planned show, and that includes who comes on. So we find out you guys are handing the link to anyone else besides, you know, the ones we have given it to. We will kick you and their asses out of the call. Rule number 5, read the rules, and Alan, because Alley Girls are here to do it, please tell the audience.
Don't be a dick, Justin. I'm coming for you.
Oh, he's coming for you, Wigga.
Didn't you already come on him when he came to Canada?
Oh, fuck. Damn.
I hate you.
And by the way, too, I'm loving this. Ruthless, man, he turned heel. Ruthless is on the other side of the fucking fence here. He's talking shit about the DT chat.
You can't play both sides,
Oh,
Ruthless.
wait.
No. I already know Ruthless game, man. He's trying to do that pay-per-view build-up shit. What he's going to do is going to work with the YouTube chat. Then he's going to wait for one of the big crossover promotion fights. And then he's going to switch over with the metal chair and start hitting people for the DT chat. I seen it.
Man, Ruthless, that's some shitty shit, dude. You're fucking going back to dude.
You can't play both sides, man.
WCW, bastard.
Gotta make a choice.
Oh, man, and I can't wait to bring this up later on. Red Robot King 7, Sarah Connor, yes, she is back. We're going to be talking about that in a little while. But first off, we're going to talk about something that's definitely going to piss off probably most of us. Alan, if you like this, I'm going to fucking attack you. Jumanji.
You do that anyway. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Oh!
I
fucking
man,
stupid.
Okay, so y'all watch a trailer. I don't know if anybody here besides me actually sat down and watched that garbage. But it's funny because when we first discussed this, that's actually when Jay-Z was in town, and we all collectively said that this movie's complete garbage. But part of me was like, you know what? I can forget that maybe this is just some rebooted bullshit. This has nothing to do with the original. This is just its own fucking thing. So it's like, you know what? It's terrible, but it can't possibly shit on the original, right? No, wrong. The first few seconds, it's like, you guys thought the past was safe. No. Not only does the board game exist, apparently when the board game just gets left around and gets bored, it just transfers to some other fucking media. So apparently what the plot of this thing is the board game transfers its fucking consciousness into an Atari game.
Yeah. Yep, Atari. Yeah. Fucking stupid.
Man.
And it gets worse from there. It gets
What?
worse from there. Holy shit. So as it fucking goes on, it's just like, okay, let's continually try to ruin this. So whoever the fuck this guy is shows up halfway through. But
Man.
what's even worse
That
is like,
looks, that looks like Joe Pesci's like retarded brother.
or
Yes.
Quentin Tarantino from Django Unchained just showed up halfway through.
Nah, man, I keep seeing fucking Pesci.
Oh man, but
I
no,
don't see it.
I
But
feel
no,
like
it's
that
like,
fucking character, by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt and everything, but I feel like this character was meant for John C. Reilly or something. Like, they're like, he was too busy with Conskull Islands.
he was too busy doing a good movie to
Yeah.
fucking show this bullshit.
Exactly,
And it's
but
just
go
like-
ahead, Alan.
So it continues on with, and starts like how much more can we ruin this? So it's like, oh man, this is just like a video game, right? We have all powers like video game. It's like a fucking 60-year-old person. Like, so what do kids like in video games? Let's give them crazy powers, right? And they all have these weird abilities, like they're this is a fucking D&D game, where it's like, oh, let's just have it on the screen. Like, apparently they can see it too. Like at one point, yeah,
Oh,
it shows up like
wow.
the fucking. It's weird because it's like in universe. And it's like, oh, you have your weaknesses are all this BS, and then you have strengths too. And it's like The Rock, because he's perfect, has no weaknesses. And it's just like, no, usually what they do for that kind of character is make them dumb. That could have been funny if they're like, oh man, you're awesome at everything, but you're a fucking idiot. That would have been kind of funny. Like, have him be dumb, but he has no weaknesses, so it's like he's the perfect guy, whatever. But and the woman they had to do this, there's the woman that Jack Black's the character becomes originally starts off as some preteen woman that apparently can't be away from her phone, says things like, I can't even, and continues just to be the most stereotypical white girl they could find. And even has Jack Black saying that just for some BS. But as it goes on, it's just like, it is the most video gamey shit in the world, but done as if a 60-year-old person who's never played a video game thinks this is what video games are like. And they have lives now, like 3 lives apiece. So when Jack Black gets murdered in the first trailer by a fucking hippopotamus, it doesn't count, because there's 3 lives, and it's just like all these rules get added, and it's just ruining it more and more.
I mean, here's the thing. I gotta be fair. I'm not trying to jump on anything. I'm not trying to like be the devil's advocate or everything. But Julian, on both chats, by the way, and I was almost like, man, what the fuck? But Julian's been saying that he's hyped for this, that he thinks it's gonna be funny, and it definitely could be. Well, here's the thing though, because I gotta tell you, dude, and you can disagree with me. And Ganja, actually, I'm gonna get my opinion from Ganja first, because Ganja, this particular spot with
Yes.
a girl character being physically Jack Black, and then vice versa with this other girl, isn't it pretty fucking like creative there? Because you got a reason for somebody to be a pansy, which I'm not trying to insult women and saying all women are pansies, but the fact that Jack Black deep down is a girl, a cutesy, oh my god type of girl, it gives him reason to do that cutesy Jack Black shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, like, from what I'm getting from the trailer that I watched, it seems like they're just going for the straight stereotype Valley Girl, and that takes very little creative. Like, if it was like him actually trying to act out the female character in the first half of the movie, and him actually trying to be a teenage girl through a male's body, it would probably be a lot more funnier, and they probably would have more moments that stand out. But he's just doing like that stereotypical, oh, what guy thinks a 13-year-old girl is like?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and I agree with that, but it's just like there's finally a reason. Because, like, usually when that happens, when some girl in some fucking comedy movie or some adventure movie is like, oh my god, Dad, I really don't like that. I can't have to fucking eat my goddamn SpaghettiOs and I gotta eat, like, fucking an animal or something. You're always like, okay, dude, I get it. Like, you're a girl, shut the fuck up. Like, the whole thing. It's annoying. But this,
Right.
having Jack Black do it with his big, bulky, I mean, sorry, but fat ass, like, you know, it's like.
But that's my problem, is that's the whole joke of, oh man, have this grown-ass man talk like he's a 14-year-old teenager. And it's just like, that, like, I don't know, maybe Ganja thinks like that's some form of comedy. To me, that's just the lowest form of, you're essentially doing this whole counter-programming thing to make it funnier and make something that wouldn't be funny. Like, you have literally nothing with that girl besides the fact that she likes texting. So you're like, oh, just have Jack Black say all the exact same lines we would have given to this character, and it'll be funny, because that equals comedy of have a fat person say shit that a fucking Valley Girl would say. And it's just like, no, all of this comedy is the most stereotypical bullshit you could find. Even having Amy Pond in there is like having the, oh, let's have the girl that's dressed up super sexy, but have all of her dialogue be the complete opposite. Because that's everything that they're doing in this, is all these stereotypes doing the complete opposite. And that doesn't take any creativity, because it's like, just write a bunch of shitty dialogue, do the complete opposite of the dialogue, and apparently that's a character.
Yep.
Now, here's one more thing, too. Now, well, actually, on that particular subject, Ganja, what do you think about that? Do you agree with Alan, or do you agree with me?
I agree with Alan to a certain extent, but the thing is, like, I haven't seen the movie yet, so this could just be the case of marketing, find the most cheapest way to get people to laugh. Like the thing when they do the Valley Girl stuff, I feel like that's kind of attract parents. Like, oh yeah, millennial kids are stupid. All they want to do is be on their phones all the time,
Yeah.
and they're gonna laugh at those jokes. But when you actually get into it, he probably does what I hope he's doing and actually tries to play a 14-year-old girl or a 6-year-old girl, how old she is, and try to actually show like, yeah, this is fucking hilarious when the dude actually tries and not just going with stereotypical lines. Like, if he goes with "I broke my fingernail" at some point in this movie, I'm giving this a fuck you right off the bat.
Oh, I know that's gonna happen. I broke my nail. Wait, I don't have nails.
Yeah.
That's the fucking joke. I put money down on it. That joke's in the fucking, that joke's in the fucking movie.
Now, Ruthless Arakahan, I don't know what the fuck how to say that goddamn name, but he says, in end quote, he says, "Don't get me wrong, I don't think they need a Jumanji movie," which I completely agree with you, Ruthless. But he says, and certainly not this one, but this makes sense for what they're trying to do. And I agree because one more thing, too, that I need to for sure bring up. And I'm going to try to pull this guy up on screen real quick. Let me see. Sorry, Ganja, I'm on you. There we go. Man, fucking damn thing. They're really showing Kevin Hart, okay? That's what I'm trying to show. It's Kevin Hart.
Oh, God, Kevin Hart is the worst part of this fucking
Damn,
trailer.
they're just flashing that motherfucker. Is he getting in trouble for the whole, like, sex thing or something? Show this guy.
No. He's later. He's in the later half of the trailer. But, like, okay, Ruthless does bring up a point.
Wow.
If you forget, like, again, if this was called Randos in the Jungle, and it was the same kind of concept, yes, technically speaking, what they're doing works for what they're doing. They're going full hard on the video game stuff. The problem is they're doubling down on bullshit. And this sucks. It's getting worse and worse with every subsequent trailer, to the extent I expect the last one to literally call me out as an idiot. I haven't expect the fucking Kevin Hart to look at me and go, "Fuck you, Birdman."
Now, really quick, before
Just the whole thing was to stop, freeze frame, just have Kevin Hart turn around mid-chase, just like, I see you watching us, Birdman. Fuck you.
I have expect that. I have expect that to fucking happen, man.
Now, when I put this up on YouTube and everything as a highlight video, obviously, like, Julian just joined us right now too, and you've been in the chat this whole time defending this. I'm gonna get your opinion on everything that we just talked about. But here's the thing, though. Like, before you even get into that, I just want to bring up this really quick, and maybe Julian, you can start off by telling me what you think about this. But finally, Kevin Hart has a reason to be loud and shit. I cannot stand when Kevin Hart's in a fucking movie where he's like, some professional dude, a real man's man, and he's like, "Man, I can't believe that shit! Oh my god! Oh, da. He's like fucking yelling and just being completely fucking stupid and annoying and obnoxious the entire fucking time.
He pretty much plays the stereotypical black comedy relief,
like Chris Tucker or something. But this, it makes sense. I want Kevin Hart to do this on this movie. Like,
why? You want to play all the other shit he normally plays in other movies, but now he has slightly more of a justification?
Yes. No, the reason why, because and Julian would probably, because he's nodding. Here's the thing. If you were in a fucking movie, Alan, don't tell me that your white, tiny ass is going to fucking go in a video game and go, "Oh, wow, there's aliens. I don't care about that." You're going to be bitching out. I will bitch out.
But I'm not going to be screaming like I'm fucking being tortured or electrocuted. I'm
going
to be amazed because I'll be like, "Well, cool, what can I do?" But this motherfucker's screaming like he's constantly walking on tacks.
Dude,
yeah, it's almost like he's a big person put in a smaller person's body and he's upset about it.
No, he is literally like somebody is tasering him.
That's what the character is. That's
what his character is in every movie.
He's not a tall guy in real life and then a short guy in a video game.
Okay, so just because of the justification for his character he plays in every single fucking movie doesn't make it any better.
No, I think it does, because everything needs its own context. Like, for instance, Christian Bale. I think it's stupid that the dude's running around a hotel killing people and killing hookers and shit, but when he's in that movie, it makes sense. Like, the whole Bruce Wayne thing, it makes sense. It depends on the movie that Christian Bale is in. With Kevin Hart, it depends on the movie that he's in.
But
Kevin Hart
Christian Bale isn't the same character in every movie. When you watch something like
yes, that's what I'm saying about Kevin Hart. He's not a wedding chapel dude. He's not a player. He's not a cool guy. He's a dude who fell into a video game. It's fucking scary. It's
okay. The problem is he's just being over the top, like he is, like in what was that movie? Was it Road Trip or Ride Along? Ride Along. He's just the same screaming person. Like, if it was a situation, like, he's not yelling because he's afraid. He's yelling because that's his thing. He's not genuinely afraid because they establish.
I'm sorry.
Christ. As they establish as many times as they can that there's almost no stakes in this because of the fact that they all have 3 lives, he's just yelling for the sake of yelling. He is not afraid. He's not showcasing any fear because this movie doesn't have any stakes. Because what's going to happen is they're slowly going to get killed off, and they're all going to have 1 life by the last half an hour. And I want to say that the Rock character is going to die. he seems like the character that would sacrifice himself, and then they'll bring him back through some bullshit. Like
he has
that
3 lives.
is my guess. Because he's
I found this game shark, y'all.
exact dude. They're gonna have a cheat code to
Oh.
bring him back. I will.
Oh, we all know
bet money.
Kevin Hart's really good at cheat codes.
Man, y'all have to explain to me that one, man.
No, and like I'm not trying to be a troll or anything, but like Ruth is kind of helping me here when he's like, Alan has trouble with this whole actors in a role thing about movies. Like,
He's doing the same thing that he always does in every movie, but because of justification, we're forgiving it.
no, because
Yes.
I actually agree with Alan 100%. Y'all motherfuckers just giving this dude a pass
Wait,
just because
so
like
he
now
can
they
play the
wrote in the
character?
script.
So we're gonna just get mad at him because he always does that, but he
What?
can play the character right?
We yell at him in every other movie for yelling
Hold
at
on,
him
hold
like
on,
a fool.
hold on. You get mad at Zack Snyder for doing the same film over and over again. Meanwhile, this motherfucker acts the same way in every film. No difference in character, except maybe he's now actually a cool nerdy guy who's going to help the good guy find a way to beat the criminal because now he's a cool nerd dude. That's the only difference I've seen from fucking Ride Along. I've seen a lot of Kevin Hart movies. I love this dude when he first came out. And he's just doing all the same movies repeated. No difference. He's just like what Seth Rogen was before he started branching out acting-wise.
All right, if you want to use a Zack Snyder argument, I think that that's his problem, is that he does that same fucking style for things that don't work.
yeah,
And-
Okay,
okay.
but this
You're
works,
saying
and we're
it has-
forgiving it because it kind of works a little bit.
Yes,
It
that's
don't
why
work
he
here,
was
man. If
casted.
any-
go ahead,
It doesn't work here. I watched this trailer. The dude is losing his shit the same way he does in every other movie. Like, you could switch out the trailer for Ride Along and you wouldn't tell the difference.
You can
Yeah.
have the audio for Ride Along, and you probably be the same trailer.
No, Ganja, I completely agree with you. But here's the thing, though. Ride Along sucked. Like,
And this is going to be a masterpiece?
I mean, I don't know if it's a masterpiece. Okay, because here's the thing.
Hey,
though, I will
why
say
are you
this.
saying that? It might be good.
No, because
No, I don't think it's going to be good at all.
No, because Central Intelligence. Okay, I'm sorry. I mean, maybe Julian's gonna stop being being on my side on this because I don't know if Julian liked that movie or not. But Central
I do.
Intelligence, I fucking love that movie. It's like so much. I love Central Intelligence, and it's literally this trailer. And like, it's literally, you know, like if you swap out The Rock with Ice Cube, it's Right Along as well. Like it's all the same shit to me. But like Central Intelligence was so much fucking fun. And Kevin Hart played a guy who wasn't crazy, like, oh my god, I can't believe it, until the end, where The Rock started doing a bunch of crazy shit and started, like, you know, being part of the CIA and guns and shooting everything. And I'm telling you, dude, look, put it in my face. I'm angry. I might look like a badass to some people, which, by the way, I'm not. I'm not a badass. But I don't typically go, oh my god, Ganja, if me and you were at a bar and someone started shooting a shotgun, I'm gonna bitch out. I'm gonna say things to you like as if I'm gonna die. Like, Ganja,
Man, you ain't
I
the only
love
ones
you,
with
man.
Yeah, but imagine if you...
I don't want to die. I don't want to die.
no, I swear,
Yeah,
to
but-
God, I'm gonna hold your arm and everything. Like,
Yeah, but imagine this, though. Like,
Nick, you
imagine...
check first, Nick. You check first.
No, okay, here's a better example. Here's a better example of the situation. Imagine, like, Nick, you know, you bitch out over everything. Oh my god, that's a spider. Oh my god, that's a sun. Oh my god, that's a cloud. And then when a shotgun happens, you'd be like, oh my god, that's a shotgun. Be like, at this point, it's like, man, stop being a bitch. You bitch out about everything. Just because you have
Even
a
in,
reason to.
Even in Central Intelligence, he plays it down to a degree, but it's still him reacting to like weird stuff that The Rock is doing, and him just kind of basically looking at the camera, going, "Isn't that kind of weird?" Ha ha.
that's god damn it, you're right. Like,
Like,
I mean,
The only thing is like, I can forgive movies being complete BS if there's at least some good action. But they even had some action here. I'm just like, this is the most stale choreographing. Like, it's near the end, and it's just like, you couldn't even give me cool action because I was like, okay, this movie has some money. Maybe there'll be some cool action scenes. I can't even get that in the trailer. So it's just like,
It's not
maybe
an action movie. It's
So
a
what the fuck is
blockbuster,
it?
and it's a comedy. That's not what its goal
this is like
Its
what
goal
happened.
is to
This is
make
like
you
what
laugh.
Tropic Thunder was when they tried to film the movie Tropic Thunder. In the movie Tropic Thunder, this is what it was supposed to be.
now here's the biggest thing. Like, now I'm really gonna be alone because I know Julian ain't gonna be on my side on this shit.
We'll see.
But it's like we're complaining about this, and even Ruthless earlier said like, well, you know, this movie did not need a sequel, blah blah. You damn right, because the original fucking sucked. I'm
Now,
sorry.
okay, I'll fight you
This
on that
movie
one.
was
Like,
fucking
to me, like,
stupid.
they could have updated this. Like, to me, updating this or even doing a sequel, like, Ruthless, right? Obviously, we never need a sequel to anything. But to me, when I first heard that they were doing a Jumanji thing, I was like, oh, that'd be kind of cool. Maybe they can have a situation where the kids grew up and the Jumanji things, like what I was thinking a sequel to this would be the kids from the original grew up, and what they have is like, because what happens is there's essentially almost an alternate timeline type thing that happens, because when everything gets solved in Jumanji, everything goes back to when the board game starts, so 20 years just goes away, and the kids that grew up don't have a memory of what happened in Jumanji. So I was thinking what would have been cool is like maybe another group of kids found the Jumanji board, shit started fucking up, and then the old kids start remembering a few things, going, wait, this happened, but why does it seem familiar to me? Why do I feel like I've lived through this? So it's like, oh, maybe now they can actually like go and help. Like I thought it'd be kind of cool. It's like you have a new situation happening with some of the old characters.
Yeah,
like,
that
oh, that's
wouldn't be
kind of
new.
cool, maybe.
That wouldn't be new. What you're describing is the sequelitis version of Jumanji.
Not even
And
Yeah,
no one
oh,
has
this
like
is
a
better,
legit
and
remake,
this
like,
is better.
Yes.
way better.
This
Yes,
is
this
better.
is different.
Hold on. This is actually way completely different from what you're describing. What you're describing is basically direct home video sequels.
Well, at least,
Sequelitis.
again, okay, yeah, I'm not okay, but in comparison, what I described in comparison to the BS we just saw, the BS we just saw is better.
More creative.
Yeah,
Like,
because here's the thing:
yeah.
is like the way you're doing it. It's on the same medium that doesn't like back in the day. Making a board game movie kind of made sense because board games were kind of the rage. We didn't have shit like, and granted, this movie is a little behind its time too because it's about fucking Atari system, by the way. But the thing is, like, when you have situations where you're in this adventurous fucking world, this virtual reality world, 90s would fucking love this movie, and it's like you're in this virtual reality world where you're looking at, and by the way, too, they do things like Luke Cage and a lot of other movies do, like with the fucking like screen. Like, that's in the air that shows your attributes and everything. Like, that shit was cool when The Rock was looking at that shit. That shit was awesome. Like, Transformers 5 did that, and you like Transformers 5. Like, yeah,
Transformers 5 did a fucking screen thing, yeah, but
Yeah, they did
again, I
templates
don't
for
remember
the
that
name
scene
tags and
particularly, but I'm talking about this movie of how everything is played for jokes. So the idea that they have 3 lives is like there's no stakes to it. There's no
Those
Well,
are the
Ruth has
stakes.
actually said this in chat. I want to answer this really quick because Ruth says, which makes more sense, clear rule of 3 lives or protagonists that survive every impossible fucking thing like they do in every movie. And that's one thing that really bothers me about Mission Impossible or Die Hard, where there is no rule like that. You can't see your main character die. This movie, you will see your main characters die because that's why the 3 lives rule is in there. That's why
okay,
it's
but
implemented.
to answer the question, it's like both those scales, each one of them has their own issues. Why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't it be a situation in which we actually have believable action? Like, look at the Bourne movies, for instance. The first 3, I mean. Like, he is going through a lot of crazy stuff, but nothing feels over the top. You know, nothing feels like, he couldn't possibly, like, Bourne 1, was it Bourne Ultimatum? I can't remember the names of them. Like, all that stuff is down to earth, even though he's doing some stuff. Like, yeah, you're right, Mission Impossible is he can survive just about anything, but it doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be John Wick or fucking Mission Impossible. It can simply be somewhere in the middle. But this situation of three lives basically means they can do the comedy deaths for most of the movie and then have the last 20 minutes where they're going to survive it anyway. This movie's going to do both.
Yeah,
That's the problem. This movie's going to do both of it.
You don't know that. Have you
mean-
seen it?
I cannot believe what's going on right now.
It's okay.
Everyone was bullshit. This second trailer came out and everyone's like, oh man, this was great. What the fuck is wrong with everybody?
Yo, I wasn't here to talk about it, but I've always thought that this looks fine. I don't think it's going to be fucking amazing, but I kind of want to see it. I think it's a creative idea. Like, they turned Jumanji into a video game. Okay, that's different. That merits being made.
Just because it's different doesn't mean it's good.
True.
And I never said that.
And even if this movie was called Randos in the Jungle, it's still stupid.
No, I would Randos in the Jungle. I'm down. Yo, Randos in the Jungle 2018.
Man, Alan, you made that joke, but Randos in the Jungle sounds like some stupid shit we watch on like one of our late night after hour viewing parties.
Yeah.
Everyone's like,
Yeah, man, I
drunk
can't
and shit.
believe what's happening.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, to end this off, all I'm gonna say is when this movie comes out, I can't wait for us to have a fucking flex and chill moment when we talk about this movie. And the crowd.
I'm not
apparently-
watching this shit in theaters, man.
Oh no, I do not want you to, because you're gonna be even more mad. But the chat, like Justin said in the chat earlier, he's saying the whole crowd is turning against Alan. I don't think that's the case. Maybe
Y'all
Alan's
remember
right.
the last time this happened? It was called Alien Covenant.
Oh, you were wrong about that shit. You went back.
I
and
was
played-
right.
And then Assassin's Creed. Do not even
I
get
was
started
wrong
with
about
Assassin's Creed.
I was wrong about Assassin's Creed because I was hoping it was going to be good and it would suck. But Alien Covenant, I called was going to be complete garbage. And what happened with that? It was complete garbage.
Man, I can see it now. Jumanji, certified fresh. I see it.
I-
Oh god.
Nah, fuck that.
Hey,
No, fuck,
I
that'll
really think
never
that's
happen.
Because the last time I was like, that would never happen. That would never happen. McDonald's sent Rick and Morty a big old case of Szechuan sauce.
Man, oh, gotcha, you're on my side, man.
I'm on the side of the truth and the people in the proletariat. You know this already.
You know what? It's okay, Alan. You know, just
Stab me in the back, man.
just look at this. The Punisher, he's playing you some music, all right? Like just. It's okay. I fucking love that song. God damn, that was a good fucking trailer, man.
It was a good trailer.
Wait,
No,
no, hold on one second. This motherfucker literally just goes, "That's a good trailer." What?
Well,
Where is
y'all
the
already talked
excitement?
about it, so y'all already talked about it. So I don't want to sit there and overpower and redo what y'all done in the midweek. So I enjoyed the trailer. I don't want to go too deep into it.
We won't go too deep. But here's the thing, though. I'm about to go deep in your ass if we didn't fucking love this thing, because the thing is, and the reason why we're talking about this all over again is just I really wanted to just get Alan's opinion, and plus, like I don't feel like we paid enough respect to that fucking trailer because it was so goddamn
Oh,
good.
we didn't. We went by too quick. That shit was amazing.
Now, one thing to bring up too, and we won't talk about even nearly as long as we did on the midweek, but I will ask Julian and Alan what they think. But Alan, starting off with you, man, the music being used, was that the shit or no? I mean, I know you don't listen to Metallica
I
or
didn't
anything.
really. I mean, to me, I'm glad that they decided. To me, I didn't really notice the music, because to me, music's unless it's either incredible or terrible. To me, it's just music's music. But I'm glad they didn't feel the need to go through hip hop track number 87 to put in this. I'm like, hey, let's do something that actually works with the character.
They're
Not
using
just
ad-free revenue hip hop from fucking YouTube.
to me, it's every Marvel trailer has been doing that. I'm like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But to me, it's music was fine. But one thing I kind of enjoyed this, I'm like, okay, let's try to figure out what's going on. And I remember actually watched, the midweek. So kind of your points of his family, to me, I don't think they're retconning the origin, because I think what it is just that's his nightmares. He's constantly having nightmares. So because in the Daredevil season 2, he talks about it was at a playground and a firefight happened and they died. And in the trailer, they show it basically oh, it's in a bedroom. It's but that's his dreaming. That's him dreaming of his wife, and then he just wakes up screaming because of how it ends. So I think they're still keeping it. And me and Ganja had a discussion about where this is set. They call him the Punisher, and Karen's there, so this is clearly set after the events of season 2. But I like that they're really establishing, because a lot of the stuff in the show, they're trying to establish this as an ongoing series. This isn't just a mini series. They have the guy there that's going to be baking his stuff. They have some of the villains they're setting up. And that's kind of a typical thing, what I expect. But one thing that I'm always worried about, and I'm sure people are going to jump on me for this, I've always hated gunfights in movies and television shows. I don't enjoy... No, let me continue. I don't enjoy gunfights. To me, I think gunfights, for the most part, except for the few ones I saw, like The Matrix and a lot of John Wick and Desperado, every gunfight is I'm firing a bunch of bullets. It cuts to I'm getting hit by a bunch of bullets. That's, to me, every single gunfight. Sometimes they're awful. Sometimes they're okay. But with this, near the end of the trailer, there's a lot of choreograph. There's actually a lot of choreographing in the gunfights. I was like, wow, I'm actually seeing him actually shoot a bunch of people, and it looks like a choreographed gunfight. I'm like, okay, this looks really, really good. So to me, that was what sold me on this trailer. I'm like, okay, I get to see some cool gunfights.
Now, before you continue.
Yeah, but Nick, this is what he likes already. Bang, bang.
Yeah,
I like sword fights.
Bang, bang.
Oh, that was a lot different than the first time you did Ganja. That was so different. It wasn't seeing the same thing at all.
Yeah.
John Woo, call me, bro. I got moves.
Okay. Yeah, John Woo as well. I forgot to mention his movies, Hard Boiled, and that's a fucking great movie. But yeah, sword fights to me, it's I like them. They're a lot more interesting because in gunfights, it's all about the scenario you're setting up. Like in war movies, for instance, you're setting up the scenario of you have this big scene, so you have a bunch of people shooting, a bunch of explosions, because you're trying to capture essentially a moment. When you have kung fu fights and sword fights, it's all focusing on the actors doing cool stuff. And yes, it's stylized and not really, fights like that don't happen in real life, but it's all stylized and you get to see what's going on, and it's a lot of cool stuff. Not every sword fight's incredible, but
you
I
were
like
so
watching that.
depressed when I showed you that real katana fight and that it was 2 hits and the one dude was down already.
Oh, I'm sure that happens, but again, I don't go into oh, fuck you, Ruthless, man.
Yeah, because
they never listen to action movies. Yeah, action movies with guns. But again, The Matrix and John Wick 1 and 2 are great gunfights. Desperado, almost anything by John Woo. I just haven't watched everything by John Woo. Those are great. But a lot of stuff Taken 2 and 3 are awful fucking movies.
See, that's my problem with you though. As you describe gun battles, you're yeah, man, I like these so and so movies where it's hyper stylized and unrealistic gun battle. But then you'll use examples like real war films and films that try to be close to how actual gunfighting is, and you're yeah, man, that sucks.
Yeah, well, because a lot of times I want to see what's going on. A lot of times it's quick cuts. And to bring back to the Punisher trailer,
it is a piece of lead going about near the speed of light.
Yeah, but I want to see. Okay, I want to see a situation where guy pulls out gun, shoots, and guy gets hit in the same fucking frame. I don't want it to cut. Do you want me to draw it? What's everyone yelling at?
No, because Alan, I'm
draw on the bird. What you mean?
No, because Alan, I'm literally fucking John Burnt right now, looking at my computer, man, this boy, dude, you're, I get what you're saying. But the way you explain like the whole situation with you having or hating the action movies nowadays with the gunfights, you're literally saying like, man, I just hate how like the guy shoots and the guy goes, oh, I'm like, yeah, you hate that people are getting shot in these fucking action movies. Like that's how it works.
No, I just again,
Bullet leaves gun,
what I
goes with
like
somebody
when I
else.
describe what I liked about the Matrix 1, the lobby fight specifically, and the first John Wick is it's all in the same frame. You're seeing him actually shoot the thing, so it's like, yes, I obviously know this is a movie and people aren't getting their heads blown off and getting shot through buildings, but I want to see the spectacle of the fight because I want to be engaged in the action. When you do a lot of quick cuts, it's like, okay, something's happening. Like Saving Private Ryan has again that's a war movie, but has some actual good action scenes. And Nick's favorite movie, Black Hawk Down, has a lot of good action in it. Like you can do these movies and actually have good gunfights. It's just to me so often you don't really get to see that.
Yeah,
You know?
and I completely agree with you. And like you said, I mean, like to get back up to this and everything, like I do feel like they do a lot of good stuff with the action scenes, and like you see that it's like these long shots. They're not like full on one camera, like one take shots. You know, they're not like that. They're very heavily edited. But like as he's walking, shooting the guy, then the camera turns where the dude's like having a what do you call that? Like the fucking cover fire, or whatever the fuck. But like he's walking towards the dude. It's not like they could be filmed in two different places at two different times. Like no, they are in the scene together, fucking shooting at each other. Shit's amazing. I love that stuff. But fucking chat. God damn it.
And every single topic is just like, hey, let me bring up a point and let's have the entire chat try to kill me.
No, you make a great point. No, I totally get what you're saying. It's just the way you're explaining it. But Julie, I'm gonna ask you really quick, man.
Go to the YouTube chat. Whiskey Wolf talking about Alan wants it to be a corn video the whole time where you see the bullets.
Yeah, dude, and I would love that shit too. I'm with you, dude.
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah, I'll show you in the after hours. We'll play some fucking corn for your ass. Now, Julian, I'm gonna ask you. He's like, "Wait, corn? Oh, that sounds good." No.
It's part of a balanced breakfast.
Mother approved. But yeah, like kiss me, bro. Goddamn. God, really close the camera there. But Julian, what'd you think of this goddamn trailer?
So I just watched it because when you said music, I was like, oh, did they use something cool? And then I realized it was One by Metallica instantly. And I was like, oh, that's perfect because he's the one, right? Duh. But as far as like what they shot, oh my God, dude, like I wasn't expecting much because like I've been kind of meh on these Marvel shows. This looks fucking sick. This looks like they're like, ooh, John Wick, give me some of that. No, give me all of that, actually. And then they're just going to fucking turn that into fucking The Punisher. And that's perfect because when you watch John Wick, you're like, this is what The Punisher should be like. And he's in there being fucking, what's the word? Like, he's just like fucking on point. Like, he's bam, 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 hitting them in the head, not missing. Like, that's The Punisher I want to see.
With this shit, son.
He's surgical. Like, he knows what he's doing, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think this might be the best Marvel show yet. I don't know. Maybe he might be blind, Nick. Will that piss you off? Maybe.
Oh my God.
No, see, and here's the thing, man. I really hope they don't pull some weird shit. Man, I'm sick of every. Look, I'm not gonna go on a big old fucking rant. I promise.
Nick, before you say anything, I really think that they're gonna keep this really fucking grounded. I think that he's just gonna be like, man, I fucking miss my wife. I have a gun. I'm gonna kill someone.
Allie, I'm gonna ask you what you think. By the way, Allie, what do you think of the new Punisher trailer? Or have you seen it yet? By the way,
I have. I think it looks cool. I'm not really like excited like a lot of people are though.
Okay, well, fuck you then. So anyways, Ganja.
No, like I thought John Berthal did a really great job in season 2 of Daredevil. Daredevil.
Yep.
Sorry.
There you go.
No, it's just like from what I saw in the trailer, like, hey, it looks like great action sequences and all that, but I'm just like, okay, well, I'll see how it is when it comes out. Just because Defenders was kind of,
chocolate.
you know, yeah.
By the way, chocolate means bad, y'all. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there.
Man, chocolate means loud you. I just nod and go, yeah.
Yeah. No, because here's the thing: the music that you heard. Because like, I don't know why I can't go over the fucking music. I'm just so glad that I don't have to hear some fucking bro step or some fucking like, yo, yeah, or then some jazz.
Yeah, again, hip hop track number.
We're Brooklyn at.
Oh yeah, New York.
I mean, the thing is though, is the music that they had for Luke Cage, like I never watched it, but that fit that trailer perfectly, and that fits that character.
The first
So,
one, the
Man,
teaser,
you
that, I go back
yo.
to watch that sometimes.
I don't know. I have to check it out. But for this,
That teaser was great, Julian, but they did that teaser throughout the whole series.
Yeah. But no, that teaser, like, no, but yeah, just to bring to Julie's
and
point,
if they
teaser
do
was
that
great.
for this show, like, dude, if like by the end they're like playing Unforgiven 3, you know, for the Punisher, I'm gonna be like, all right, dude, I forgive you. Now can you stop playing
Avenged
Metallica?
Sevenfold.
That would be
Man,
fucked up.
I
That'd
would
be
love
bad.
to see that. If they get an action scene to Avenged Sevenfold song, man, that would be great.
That would piss
Shut
me
that
off.
shit
That would
off.
actually piss me off. But like I do.
Of course
Oh,
it would, but...
hold on a sec. I'm about to make you really mad, Nick. Hold on. Sit down. Take this ride with me. You ready? All right. Picture the scene. He's getting beat down. He's bloody. John Bernthal don't know what to do. He's having flashback to his wife and kids. Cue Papa Roach Last Resort, and he just goes off on killing them.
Okay, you know what though? I could see them doing that for Jessica Jones.
What?
I would be all right with Jessica Jones because here's the thing, Jessica Jones is grungy.
This is my
That
last
girl.
resort.
No, because for one, she's on the brink of fucking killing herself. I'm sorry, but Jessica Jones, she's fucking going through a stage,
Oh,
man.
She's basically
Yes.
a heavy alcoholic, so...
Yeah.
Man, you should play Linkin Park then.
Dude,
I can't decide if I hate
crawling
that
in my
concept.
skin, and then she's just like fucking like just.
No,
drinking.
Evanescence, man. Like, that's the song that... That's
Nah,
bringing shit back.
Evanescence belongs to that one standoff series we're gonna get with Elektra.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, could you imagine they put in Daredevil Season 3 to just play an Evanescence song, man?
Dude, wouldn't it be cool if they played Korn's first fucking single ever, "Blind" for Daredevil? Like, just like, I'm blind!
Man,
That
well,
would be
dude,
hype.
you would hate that. You would never watch it. They fucking
I would never listen to Korn again. That would piss me the fuck off.
Dude, you know, it'd be the
Nah,
worst,
they'll just pick a Kanye West song.
They,
just
they
fuck
show
it.
like a sad Punisher, and he like looks up the sky, and
been a
they
while.
start playing. Don't let the days go by, glycerine. That'll be the
Now
fucking.
even
What?
matters.
I hate this.
Shit, why are you at it? Why don't we just play some fucking Creed at one point when he's feeling depressed?
Oh, dude.
Nah, Nickelback, man. You gotta...
Yeah,
I mean,
Nah,
that's
nah.
one of
for
that shit.
Spider-Man, but if they have him looking at his family, look at this photograph.
Wait, you'd have to complete the lyric, but he's looking at a photo of his family. That'd be fucked up.
You know what's funny though? You know what's sad is like we're making all these jokes, but like this is all shit they already did like 10 years ago. Just Spider-Man,
Yeah.
like.
Well, yeah, that's where the shit came from.
No, because even Stone Sour and Dillinger Escape Plan, whatever the fuck they did songs for Spider-Man 2 and things like Stone Sour didn't bother.
Are you the
yeah,
rock?
Vindicated
Are you
is
the
a
Rock and
Nickelback
Roll
song.
Rock and Hall of Fame? How the fuck do you know this?
No, like, dude, I fucking love nu metal. Like, that was like, I know people are like, that genre's dead, whatever, but I fucking love this shit. Like,
Who are these people that don't have lives?
So is country, but people still listen to it.
No
true.
shit.
No, but like, I still listen to Linkin Park. Julian tagged me in a fucking Limp Bizkit post today, and I'm like, fuck yeah, Limp Bizkit. Like, it's just fucking awesome. Like, you know, but yeah, even Korn did shit for Hellboy and Tomb Raider 2 and fucking a bunch of shit.
Oh
so.
yeah, I remember you showing me the Tomb Raider thing. I was like, wow, they actually got like a. The Korn videos always surprised me because they always got really high-end actors to be in the videos.
Yeah, the guy from Sons of Anarchy was in that latest one and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And that guy's great. Like that guy's a great actor. So.
Yeah, so I don't know, but like I said though, man, like I fucking love this trailer a lot. I think they need to bring more music like this. Even the Defenders trailer, they had some grunge, and Nirvana "Come As You Are" was playing.
That was actually really good for the teaser when they played the Nirvana thing. But something like that bothered me, and I think they really only did this because Luke Cage works so well. Because as much as we have problems with Luke Cage, a lot of the music worked for what they're trying to do. But I feel like people like mistaken that, or the producers mistaken. Oh, they love when we put music in trailers, not that you actually got the right music for the scenario. So I'm kind of sick and tired of, hey, what song are we gonna put to this character? It's just like, no, can you kind of just make it work when it needs to work, and just only do it then, you know?
I mean,
Yeah,
as
I
long as
love
it's not so bad in
Guardians,
the
but
show.
they fucked that up.
Yeah, no, and even like I know people were complaining about Baby Driver a little bit and how like
Oh,
music
that was
too much for
yeah.
character. You know, and then like the mixtape stuff with Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm scared of Ragnarok. I feel like Ragnarok's gonna do the same thing with that retro shit, and like we're gonna hear a bunch of fucking.
You know what's
Steve
really
Nicks.
funny about Baby Driver and music? They have a whole shtick and gimmick with the character where he's like always recording things. I don't know if I've mentioned this before,
Yeah.
but like he remixes it himself and makes his own songs. It's like, that's great. That's original music. Why isn't that the soundtrack?
Yeah,
Like,
but also it literally played no part to the movie at all. They just kind of bring it up and it ends.
Yeah, and you know, to bring this up too, because I put this in the description of the video and everything, so I just want to bring this up really quick and see what you guys think about this. I'm going to start off with you too, Allie, because I know that you watched this and I know you didn't like it so much, but Defenders officially is the least viewed Marvel/Netflix series yet to date.
Oh damn! Even
Dang,
Netflix
really?
even
But
Netflix in
that
general.
ass,
Damn.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, Allie, are you surprised by this? Do you feel like this is bound to happen?
Which one is it? Is it least viewed Netflix series overall or least viewed Marvel series?
Marvel Netflix series. Yeah.
Okay, well, compared to that, like, there's so many Netflix series, so they're probably doing all right. But yeah, like, compared to, I'm sure, like, Daredevil or Jessica Jones or even Luke Cage, yeah, I'm sure Defenders, because, like, you think about last thing that came out was Iron Fist.
Oh
and
man.
people hated Iron Fist for the most part. So after that, people weren't really on board, I think, to watch the Defenders because of just how bad that show was. So I can see like a little bit of percentage dropping. I hope that the Punisher will bring it back and that it looks good. I'll say that. So I hope that it is good all the way through. That will, you know, get people to kind of get back on board with the Netflix series. But I think they have to really step up their game because they had a really strong opening. And then it's kind of faltered as like the, you know, Luke Cage and Iron Fist,
Yeah.
you know, started coming along.
Does
So
that scare you in a sense too? Because since this is getting such a bad rep, or not a bad rep, but it's like the views are going down. Do you feel like this is going to also mirror like what the Punisher's going to do when that time comes up, or not?
I think a lot of people really have been looking forward to the Punisher. I think, yeah, a lot of people like the takeaway from the season 2 of Daredevil was Punisher. Everyone loved him in that. So I think people are really looking, like, really excited for this Punisher series. So I think people will be back on board. If anything, people are like, I'll skip Defenders, but Punisher, man. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that.
That's me.
Yeah,
I wasn't
exactly.
fucking around with Defenders.
Yeah. And then you got John Bernthal, who's from The Walking Dead. So people already know his face.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think Punisher will definitely have a better viewership than the Defenders.
The power that John Bernthal has right now is equivalent to like Jeffrey D. Morgan with Negan. I feel like Walking Dead was going so down the shitter, like just poop, and Jeffrey D. Morgan comes in. Everyone knows him from The Watchmen and from Desierto and The Good Wife.
Supernatural.
Man.
Supernatural, yeah.
Supernatural.
I know that motherfucker from Grey's Anatomy, bro.
Oh, Grey's Anatomy.
he was
That's a
on
big
that?
one.
Yeah, I was watching Grey's Anatomy when he was Denny. He was the season finale where that song came out. How to Save a Life. I think it was like 11.
Oh man, I love that song.
That's funny.
No, and so Jeffrey D. Morgan, you see in his face, like no one gives a fuck about Andrew Lincoln or Chandler Riggs or even Norman Reedus. I mean, granted, it's like, oh yeah, Dara, but like no one really cares about him, like except for Boondock Saints. And to see
Right.
Jeffrey D. Morgan come there is like, oh shit, we got a fucking star. So it's like it's pretty cool shit. Julian, do you feel?
I think.
Oh, go ahead, Gotcha.
Oh no, go ahead.
You
No,
know,
I was just gonna say. I think. No, I was just gonna say that.
At the same time, guys.
I think John Bernthal has a better chance of being one of those new action guys for our generation because he has a lot more charisma and he can give an emotional acting well. He's not like a Arnold Schwarzenegger or to get more modern. He's more like Jason Statham, where he's kind of just a badass. He doesn't really know how to play anything else. Except he was kind of decent in that one movie he did with that one lady, Melissa McCarthy, where they played a spy.
Oh, Spy. Yeah,
That was a little decent. He played out of his comfort zone, but John Bernthal seems to be able to have more wider range of acting. Especially he can do comedic because I've seen him in Wolf of Wall Street, and he was basically playing
Yeah.
the complete opposite than what he does in most of the shows he does.
Yeah, you say that like, and I'm not shitting on John Bernthal. I actually think he's really good, but I'm afraid they're typecasting him because every role he's ever been in, he is an asshole. Like you take again, Wolf of Wall Street. He's like he's not as bad as he is, in The Walking Dead or something, but he's kind of playing an asshole. The movie, oh god, it starts with an R and it's the war one with Brad Pitt and the rated R one.
Oh,
I know
Fury.
it's with,
Fury.
Yeah, I knew there's an R in there. He's playing an asshole. In Baby Driver, he's also playing an asshole. Like he always plays this kind of piece of crap asshole, and this he has good acting, but I'm just worried they're gonna typecast him as okay. We need somebody that's kind of a piece of shit but can also act. Oh, get John Bernthal.
Well, that's the thing. Like with the Punisher, like he's gonna have a chance to actually be more sympathetic with a character because one of the things that I actually enjoyed was the little short film that the one actor who played the Punisher. I forget which series.
Dirty Laundry, is it?
Dirty Laundry, yes.
Oh,
Because that actually.
Yeah.
What was his actor's name? Nick?
Thomas Jane, I believe.
Yeah, you're right. Thomas
Thomas
Jane. Yeah. Because he did that
Yeah.
on his own. Like he funded that himself because he's like, I want to play the Punisher, but they really didn't let me do what I wanted to do.
Exactly, and he actually catches the context with the Punisher because when you watch that short, he goes on this whole tirade of killing people, but in the end, he's only doing that to look out for a kid because he has a very sympathetic with children. If you watch the comic books and stuff like that, he's very more personal when it comes to kid and like down out children. And I hope they touch on that with the Punisher, that he's kind of one of those people that will actually look out for the weak and the timid. He's not just a killer 100%.
No, you're right, and I like how this guy was in there. Roger Pullman, or what's his name?
No, Ron
yeah,
Perlman.
Ron.
You almost got it.
Rob Perlman.
Okay, Ron Pullman, yeah.
Yeah, because he's basically kind of the guy. It's like, yeah, I tried to stop them one point. It's like maybe you'll stop them once, but they'll always come back. And it's like, yeah, look what happened to me. I got fucked up. And he's like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm actually gonna stop this. Like, I think again, the Punisher movie he was in. I know a lot of people think that movie is complete garbage, but honestly, I didn't hate it. I think the next one, Punisher Warzone or whatever the sequel is called, I think that's awful. But his Punisher, honestly, I don't think it was that bad.
And I actually liked both these movies. I mean, this one was pretty good, but I feel like this movie would have been better as The Crow. Because I remember they were trying to make The Crow around this time, and I could have sworn that this was meant to be The Crow, and they changed it to be Punisher. Like, they got some other guys on there and whatnot, other writers and whatnot. And
Maybe.
I was kind of like bummed because I fucking love The Crow way more. And The Crow and the Punisher are basically the same character, except The Crow, he died first. The whole thing. Punisher, I don't think he's ever had a canon that he died, right? It's always been alive.
Okay, so don't ever read comics, Nick.
Okay, cool. No, that's the thing that bothers me because I remember, in the movie, the first movie, he gets shot up, him and his family at that beach, and I was like, okay, how the fuck is he still alive? That's bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they do a lot of that stuff, but the comics, that's one of the things I don't like about comics is they don't ever let characters grow or retire or pass away properly. So at one point he becomes a fucking hitman for heaven. It's fucking stupid.
Oh no, the best part is when this motherfucker literally comes back as Frankenstein, Nick.
Yeah, like I said, don't read a Punisher comic.
I kind of want to read that. That sounds awesome.
It's fucking stupid.
No.
Dude, I'm pretty sure they retconned it too because of how dumb it was.
That actually really kind of pisses me off because that's fucking stupid, dude.
It is that's one of the only problems with comics is they go on for so long, so they gotta start making shit up. Because and to bring it back to the trailer, one of the things I've never really liked the Punisher. Punisher's never really been the character for me because I feel like he's so one note. He's kind of a villain that they turned into a hero because they could have marketed him a little bit better. But I just felt like you can't. I don't know how much can you really do with the Punisher besides, I guess he has another bunch of 100 henchmen to just murder with guns. How many stories can you tell with that kind of premise?
Shit.
But the thing
You
about
want me to go in on it?
Yeah, well, no, we can't go on too much longer with this.
No,
shit,
but what I'm getting at is what I liked about Daredevil season 2 was they made me actually believe that this character, there's more to him. They added depth to a character I didn't think had depth, and to me that's why I'm really excited for this because it's you actually managed to make me, and I hate the Punisher. You actually made me like the Punisher in this series. I'm like, okay, what can you do now that he's on his own? Are you gonna make it better or worse?
Yeah, exactly. Now, I mean, and one thing too, because for me, I was just really upset about the Defenders. I really, really hate that fucking show. I'm not gonna go into a big old thing because I know Tate's gonna get really fucking mad at me and say, "Oh, can you guys shut the fuck up with the goddamn Defenders?"
I don't think she's in the chat. You can fucking.
Okay, Tay, you bitch, mother. No, I'm just playing. No, but I fucking hate the Defenders, and I didn't hate. I just really disliked it. But I hate Iron Fist and I hate Luke Cage, and I feel like they are the reasons. Iron Fist and Luke Cage is the reasons why this fucking thing failed. I do not think that this failed because Defenders is bad. Sometimes that's what sucks about sequels and everything. Transformers 3 and 4, they are actually 2, 3, and 4 did great. They did amazing. And they didn't deserve that shit. They did amazing because the first one was so good and people just kept giving it a chance. It's well, the first one was good. We'll go see another one.
But Nick, movies are different than Netflix shows. Netflix shows, everyone has access to. The reason I think that this show didn't do that well, I wouldn't say bombed, but I feel remember when Daredevil, the first season came out?
Mm-hmm.
I remember everyone was hyped as fuck. Everyone was super excited. And I feel like we're riding a wave where this Punisher is going to be a new hype for it. So
Maybe,
I could
unless
be wrong, but
God forbid this happens. If this sucks, I think they're dead in the water because this is their most anticipated character. So it's they have to know to a certain degree. It's we got to make this actually good. If for me, I also think they need to really just take a break. I feel like they're just doing these shows so concurrently, and it's are you learning your lessons?
Yeah,
I feel like they're just trying to get it all out of the way because the superhero trend's going to end at some point, but who knows when. I don't know. Like I said before, I think that they're doing this Punisher right. Like ripping off John Wick is the best tactic.
Now, the biggest thing, yeah, and I feel the same way. But the biggest thing about Netflix and one of Netflix series is that yes, there's a lot of shows coming out. And I feel like everyone's getting kind of burnt out on just everything, not just on the like nerdy comic book fucking TV shows, but shit that even Ganja might not like so much, or maybe he does like it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're a real big fucking fan of the property Riverdale, right, sir? Yes.
Oh, trust me, I'm the biggest Riverdale fan because I could just. Every time I bring it up to Ganja, he just dies a little inside.
Oh.
Hey, but no, did you hear that the main actor from Riverdale got in a car accident?
Oh, seriously?
There's a
Oh,
god.
did Ganja hit him with a car again?
The guy who plays Archie, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, he got in a car accident. He's okay, but yeah, he's gonna be out for the whatever season 2 or
Wait,
whatever.
he's not gonna be in season 2?
He is, but like he's not gonna be able to film for a little bit.
Oh,
It's just
the
like what
fire-
happened with who's that guy from Maze Runner?
Yeah,
When he died in his car accident. Yeah.
What, Dylan
Or that
O'Brien?
guy from that movie
Yeah.
with the War in the Stars.
Yes.
Yeah, they-
The only reason why I know
they'll
I have to
do
do the
the-
IMDb shit, so
Yeah,
like
they'll just delay it till like next year or something instead of the year it's supposed to come out, you know?
exactly, yeah. But like that's the thing. Like I'm looking over here too. Season 2 is happening. The whole fucking thing. Like I don't know, Ganja. Is there a slight chance? Do you feel like they're gonna undo the damage they did to this fucking property? Because
They brought incest.
well, dude, Allie, Borgia, incest is there. Great show.
Yeah, but that's different because that was back in like what was it back the fucking not 1800s? It was really a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a Renaissance.
But see, Alan,
So
but these are white people, so it makes sense.
No, because the thing is, like, again, I'm sure Ali's gonna explain the point, but back when that was happening, like, incest has only really been taboo the last maybe 75 years.
What?
Wait, what? 75 years?
Hold on.
Well, you gotta
are defending
understand-
incest?
Sorry, go ahead, Ganja.
Are you defending incest right now?
No, I'm saying like
Oh
I'm trying.
God!
no, Alan. Even back then, it was kind of looked down upon.
The royal family. This shit used to happen commonly with the royal family. I'm not
Alan's like,
Doesn't
whatever. I'll
mean it
burn
was good.
No,
Oh,
I'm trying to make a point here.
God damn! You know what, people?
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
I'm trying to make a
Oh, I'm just kidding. No, we're still here. It's-
I was trying to make a point.
No, I get your
Okay.
point, but at least with the Borgias, like that was one of the nasty rumors. People frowned upon that back then. So, yeah.
No, but 75 years ago, guys, it
Fuck
wasn't
off!
even
I
60
was.
incest.
God damn it!
It's okay.
He set himself up for that.
I'm setting myself up all night,
Please.
apparently.
God damn! Don't mind down. Oh, Jesus Christ! It's okay, dude. Hey, anyway, season 2. It's coming
Whatever.
out.
Fuck this show. I hope it's. You know what? I hope it's worse than season 1, so I can continually make fun of Ganja for it.
Man, I just hope there's more incest so you get your clicking in.
Oh, fuck off!
God damn, that's just.
Ali's
unfortunate.
smiling right now because she's the one that usually gets the incest jokes, and now
And
she's
I'm like,
shitting
yes,
on me.
it's all on me. It's all on you now.
Oh, no, hold on.
Yeah,
I saw
that's-
one show. I
What?
saw one show with Alan that had incest. Every show I've ever watched with you,
Yeah.
somebody's fucking somebody that's got their blood in them.
What? Mainly historical stuff.
Girl,
Game of
no.
Thrones?
Game of Thrones. Well, that's in like another age. Yeah, it's the
Girl,
same thing.
Allie,
Yeah, it's filled with like fantasy stuff, but it is taking place technically in the past.
Allie.
Yeah, and what my point I was trying to get at is back in the past, and yes, bitch, maybe okay. I obviously chose the wrong amount of years, but what I was trying to get at, and what I was trying to get at, can I finish a fucking sentence?
He's really trying to defend his point.
Hey,
You
nobody
should have
laughed.
stopped, Alan. Alan, you had a window.
I was trying to help you, Allie.
You
They're
could have clicked
attacking
right
you.
through it. Nope. You
Help.
stayed right there.
I was trying to help you, Allie.
Oh, dude, no, you.
Thanks.
We're
But
seriously trying to help you out, man.
you just poured it all back on you.
No, and
God.
people. Alan does not like to fuck family members. So, anyways.
He likes to fuck his bird now.
No, let's not do that.
No.
Alan, it's okay, man. God, dude, I feel so bad for this
What is
guy.
wrong with tonight?
It's okay. I don't know, man. But here's the thing. I'm going to get you to start fighting with somebody else. Now, Justin, I'm going to call you in a minute. I'm going to give you the link right now. It might take me a couple seconds.
I got it.
Oh, you got it. Okay, because, yeah, bring your opponent in. A new challenger. Because here's the thing, dude. Gotham Season 4 going to be its last season. I think, maybe. I don't know. I'm curious why you hate this show so much. And I know we talked about it beforehand, just to be completely transparent with the fans and everything. Like, yes, we talked.
Yeah. Me and Justin had a fucking, with him and Whiskey, we had a fucking hour and a half discussion of Gotham. And it's just like,
I did
again,
not expect it to be that long. I'm
that's
sorry.
what she said.
Oh, okay, you redeemed yourself.
Hey,
That was
look,
good.
we both walked to the one. Thank you.
Yes.
Anyway, okay, my issue with the show and thing is, I love superhero, everything, comics, animated television shows, live action movies, video games. It's something, ever since I was a kid, I've always really enjoyed superhero stuff. From DC, Marvel, from anything that was some sort of comic book stuff with people with abilities. That's always something I've really, really enjoyed. So when I heard of Gotham, I was like, oh, they're doing what I've been asking for. They're like, let's do a story that's set in the Gotham City, but it's not necessarily about Batman. It's about the world that Batman gets born into. I'm like, I'm liking this. And I assume that it's going to be focused on Gordon dealing with all of this BS. But my problem with Gotham is, unlike any of the other, the CWs or even a Netflix show, there's so much inconsistencies with what they're trying to do. I feel like they're just cherry picking villains to put in because they feel it could work, and cherry picking random scenes to try to make it work, but they have no real idea what they want to do. I describe the show as having 10 writers, but only one person knows what they're doing. So every couple of episodes, you get something that's kind of good, but most of the time you just get meandering BS, dark for the sake of dark because it's Gotham, and it has to be horribly dark, and everything has to be terrible. And it's just there's no balance of making it feel like this could actually be a thing that goes on. At one point in season 2, 10 cops die an episode. Every episode, great. 10 or 15 cops are getting murdered. And I'm just okay, I get that this is bad and, people are dying and police officers dying in the line of fire. But you're going to the point where you're killing, more police officers than this city should have by episode 3, and it's over the top. It goes over the top with how dark it is.
No,
and Alan, I will agree with you, except I read a lot of comics that also kill tons of civilians and tons of cops on a regular basis. If you go with that logic, nobody should ever live in Gotham if the continuity of Batman.
That's what I say that. But the thing is, what makes these shows better than the comics in some cases is you can fix those issues. You can make it feel a bit more, that could actually set in the real world. That's why I like the CW shows and the Netflix shows to a certain degree, because they do try to set it and make it feel like, hey, this could actually work. A lot of, the characters like Foggy and Karen, they feel like they actually live in this world. Or even, a lot of, it doesn't always work, but they at least try. With Gotham, I feel like they don't know what they're doing. They're just doing fanfare and doing it badly. And after watching, I have to start season 3 at some point because it's on Netflix. There's only little bits of shows that are worth watching, but I can't justifiably tell anybody. I'm telling Gonzo to watch Narcos right now. Narcos is great, but I cannot tell anybody to watch Gotham because there's not enough good to justify how much bad's at the show.
Now, I want to just do something really quick. I want to hone in towards Justin's point because I feel like me and Justin can agree. But one more disclaimer, though, people. I did not watch more than 3 episodes of this fucking show. I'm not even sure if I watched a full 3. I've seen 2, and then I've watched a little bit more. So Julian's probably like, oh, Nick, what the fuck? Why are you even talking?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't you yell at me all the time for that?
Yeah, but the thing is, I will fuck you up. No.
I'm curious, Justin. Are you caught up?
No, actually, to be fair, I am going through right now because season 3 did just drop on Netflix. I'm already a couple episodes in. I've been bouncing around between various episodes of season 3 on YouTube for different scenes, different high points.
Okay, but you watch at least up to season, you finished season 2.
Yeah, and then I also watched the premiere of season 4. So.
Okay, I've not watched season 3, but I'm up to season 2. So
Now,
as much as I really don't care about spoilers, everything I'm talking about is to the end of season 2.
Now,
yeah, no, and I'm not going to talk spoilers, but sorry, Nick, go ahead. I'll wait.
Well, no, because the thing is, Alan, there's certain things you say, when you complain about the cops thing. Because when we were talking earlier about this, I haven't watched the show either. It's not that interesting for me to actually keep up with the fucking show. But you sell me on it when you say certain things, dude, they killed 10 fucking cops.
No,
nice.
Also,
you say that
seasons on
sound
Blu-ray.
when you hear that thing, it's okay, sure, that might sound interesting or fun or even good, but it's just when I bring this stuff up, nothing's ever done good in the show. It's either done
I don't
passably.
When you say things like that, see, that's the thing. Is like this is no longer like you're saying it in a factual sense. Like you're not saying like this is your opinion. You're saying like no, nothing's good done in the show. It's like you prove to me that things are done good in the show because that shit sounds.
Because I said a bunch of cops died.
No, well, no, not just that. Because we talked about other things too, where you say like things seem random. You were complaining about the randomness of things and how just a bunch of storylines are going on and all these characters. The thing is, the show was called Gotham as Justin was holding those things up, and I'm sorry that I brought it up again now that you put those away. I apologize. Your arms are tired.
Man,
I
that
get
shit
it.
was hilarious.
I got both these on Blu-ray. That's it.
Like,
No, DC's gonna give him the checks in the mail. But here's
yeah,
the thing,
but
though, Alan.
my thing is, like, again, I'm not going to bring up the thing if you've never watched it, but when you watched, like, I've again watched it week per week ever since it came out. What it does badly is so much of the show when you watch it, it doesn't know what it wants to do. It really doesn't know what it wants to do. So when this stuff
What I'm trying
happens,
to tell you though is that the show is about the like city though. Like when you complain about things, because you complain about how it doesn't have a direct direction for a character. It's not following these particular characters well enough because you feel like there's so many people on there. It's just kind of like aimless. But the thing is, you don't or maybe you do realize I'm not gonna put words into your fucking head or mouth. But the thing is,
you're right, Nick. So
no,
Yeah, the city-
no,
the
like
city
I'm
is
not
Gotham,
saying it's
like-
yeah. I get what you mean. Yeah, that Gotham, it's about the city, and that's an interesting concept. But when I say they don't really know what they're doing is episode per episode basis. It doesn't feel like this is a consistent TV show. That's my problem with that. Of a lot
you
of the
did watch
writing,
this season, right, Alan?
the most recent season. No, I've not watched season 3, and
No,
maybe
no,
they
not saying
find
season 2. There's a clear through line in season 2. I mean, sorry, I'm gonna let you finish. But I'm just saying I can counter those points.
no
but go ahead.
season 2 does have the when they start doing the a lot more of the crazies, and they start doing that, and yeah, there are good stuff in that when season 2 starts. But it doesn't do enough of it consistently because sometimes, again, season 2 has my favorite episode of the series is Mr. Freeze's origin. Directly
Really?
after, yeah, I love that. That is to me like, wow, you fucking nailed the origin story of this character. You made him sympathetic, but you also made him a villain. You made it work within the realms of reality, but you also made sure his powers worked. Like it is for me, I love that fucking episode. I won't say anything bad about that episode. The next episode is fucking Penguin hanging out with his foster parents for like 45 minutes.
He hangs out with his real dad. That was one of the best episodes
No,
of
it
the
was
season.
not. It was so
Paul
just.
Rubens rocked that role. That was the
he was,
emotional
yeah, he was good at acting, but that entire episode was almost like a filler episode. It barely
it's
connected
character
to
development.
It's not
That's how
character
we develop
development, man. We're 2
It is a
seasons
new-
in.
Okay, well, Alan, really quick. I'm gonna let Justin have this one, and trust me,
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like
sure.
Justin a whole lot, but he hasn't said a whole lot right now, so sorry. No, but Justin, like, tell him like why that meant something to you and why you feel like that was good character development. Because I kind of disagree with Alan just by even Alan's points making me go against him. And so, like, Justin, like,
Oh, that's the theme of tonight. So it's all good.
I'm sorry.
Oh
man.
yeah, well,
Go ahead,
because
Justin.
I came prepared. I got notes, and also the fact about the renewal of the season. I actually have some notes on that as well for why about the season's ratings and whether or not season 5 will happen. So, but first point, Alan, why I like that scene so much is because, for one thing, this show made it clear they are not sticking to canon at all. Because every TV show ever made about any superhero is an Elseworld story. They cherry pick elements that they like and they add new stuff. Which, hey, if you want to argue that, they changed the origin of so many characters in The Flash, or suddenly,
But I'm not arguing that at all. I've never
no, that's what
mentioned
I'm saying.
that.
But I'm saying I judge both the same. They both do the exact same thing. Gotham just is unapologizing for it. Gotham doesn't undo a lot of his creations. It says, we did this decision, we're going to roll with it. And why I like that Penguin one so much, because for the most part, we see Penguin being this guy who is a psychotic serial killer for the most part. This guy building up to become a gangster. But that episode, the arc with his dad, showed a different dimension of his character where he was given everything that he ever wanted from his family. He wanted people who cared about him. He wanted something different, and it played a new note for him to play, to have someone who actually genuinely loved him just as much as his mother did. And that's something that the actors really were up to snuff for, because both Paul Rubens and Robin Lord Taylor, they really acted their butts off and sold the emotion of it. It ended the way it ended, but that's because that was the development of the show's angle.
Yeah, but again, it was never done to a point where it's like, because how that works is like, yeah, he gets released and it's like, okay, the audience knows he's a ticking time bomb, because even the show is like, he's going to go back at some point.
That's the point.
So all of
That's
that
the
stuff
point.
is just like, it doesn't work with what is going on, because it's almost jarring. Like, I'll give you this. His father, again, I don't know the actor's name, so I don't want to say the wrong guy.
Paul
Yes,
Rubens.
he's a great actor. Like 100%, he fit the role. but he fit the role in a way that doesn't actually fit the show. And that's
don't
one
agree.
of my problem. And I have no problem with them changing origin stories. Like, I have no problem with that. Like, I even say they should change it so that you get the differentiated thing. But what the Flash does, and yes, Arrow has a lot of issues, but I still enjoy it. But what they do is there's always a clear idea of what's going on when they're doing things. Like, when everything kind of happens, things get called back, things get set up. Like, as bad as you say Arrow is, they remember everything they've ever done,
Alan,
good or bad.
I just watched the last 5 episodes of season 2. They referenced obscure episodes from season 1. Like, they called back the Red Hood gang. They called back all the stuff with the Electrocutioner. They called back a bunch of stuff with the way that Penguin dealt with Fish Mooney. There's tons of callbacks, and they all
But there's tons of callbacks. But again, a lot of the stuff just isn't done well. Like, you're bringing up these stuff as if they're done well, but a lot of the stuff is Jada Pinkett Smith is awful in this. You cannot say that character is good in this.
I'm gonna do the same thing I did on Facebook. I'm gonna tell you some objective, quality things, and I know Sky's in the chat backing me up because him and I were both tag teaming against. Yeah.
Yeah, we totally got that right.
But I'm gonna tell you some objective things. Some objective things. I think, for one thing, this show is beautifully shot. Like, the cinematography.
Who cares about cinematography?
Alan, no interrupting.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
This is what the quality.
I got
You say there's no quality, Alan. I say it is one of the best shot shows of the superhero canon. One of the best design shows, costumes, sets, makeup, sound effects. It won an Emmy for visual effects this year, even. It's that good. I know.
Suicide Squad won an Oscar for
I'm saying
makeup.
Other people recognize the quality in this show on a technical level. And I think all the acting, with the exception of a few characters, I agree, there are a few performers who are not as good, but I will argue that there's worse actors on The Flash. You know, the ones who are good, the ones who are bad are really bad on The Flash. But the people who are really good, like Robin Lord Taylor, the guy who plays the Riddler, a lot of the other bad guys. The dude who plays the Riddler, he has the best character arc because he has a complete change in character from start to finish. We see a gradual, natural development of him becoming the Riddler. And the biggest thing that I feel like, look, this is an entirely subjective thing, and I understand people don't like the show for this reason. This show is written and acted and stylized like a comic book. Flash is not, which is fine. Flash is trying to aim for slightly realistic. This show is written the way comic books are written. They are chaotic. They are introducing new stuff all the time, just like, you know what? What if we did this, but we made Jim Gordon into a robot suit with a giant bunny ears bat thing, like he did in the newest comic book that Scott Snyder wrote?
What?
I'm just saying. They introduced new stuff.
Yeah. No, here's the thing. I have an idea, actually. I'm going to put up a timer. Okay, now, Alan, you respond to him. You got 30 seconds.
Yeah, sorry.
Ready, set, go.
Okay, you bring up a lot of points of the cinematography rate, and a lot of that stuff. Yeah, sure, you can actually see it in some blurry, pixelated mess. I've never talked shit about how the thing is shot. My issue with it is it's dark for the sake of being dark. Referencing the fact that it might be a comic book isn't necessarily a good thing, because the benefit of television show versus comic is you can tell a different story and you can tell it more linearized and actually have an idea of where stuff's going, where Gotham never attempts that. The other point of which, like, there's worse actors on there. It's like, yeah, you're comparing different actors, but Gotham has a lot more worse stuff going on than anything on the fucking Flash. And your idea that all of this stuff is actually the last one. Your idea that all this stuff is actually on purpose is ridiculous, because all this stuff is they're just doing it randomly.
All this stuff is super expensive. Clearly, they're not.
Just because you have a lot of money doesn't mean you know what you're doing with it.
Yeah, he's gonna fuck out Julian.
Run!
Okay, now here's the thing. Now, because I want you guys to continue going back and forth on the same shit real quick. So here's the thing, Justin, I'm gonna give you got 30 seconds. I'm not gonna do a timer because that shit was gay as fuck. So what I'm gonna have you do?
I didn't know that.
It was like I'm not that kind of guy.
That's what it was. I thought I was having a stroke.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? No, but Justin, I'm gonna have you recommend this in whatever way you want. 45 seconds. Go ahead. If you're a little bit over, it's no big deal. And then Alan, you can have the last word, so do not interrupt him. And then before we even do that, we have a prelude. Julian, do you want something to add really quick?
Yeah, I've never watched this show, but I saw a clip of something that was labeled "The Guy Who's the Joker," and I'm a real stickler for the Joker. I need to be impressed, and like I was like, all right, it was on my feed. I'll look at it, and I was like, what the fuck? The acting doesn't suck. I was like, this is like kind of good. And like it was shot very competently. It didn't look like The Flash and like shit like that. Like those CW shows, like I know you like them, Alan, but that shit pisses me off. Like, it looks like they're like, all right, let's make this deep fried, and put it in a paper cup, like it looks like
Motherfucker
shit.
here loves stylized stuff, but when Zack Snyder does it, he shits on it. But when Gotham does it, he fucking loves it. Okay.
Okay. Well, let's not do that.
Saying that, like, the style. All I'm saying is, from what I saw of Gotham, was that the writing seemed like it could be good in some places, and the acting was definitely good in other places.
Okay, so Alan, that's it. He had the last word in that part. In the after hours, kill him. But Justin, it's all you. Go ahead, no interrupting. Let's hear Justin out completely. 45 seconds. Go.
All right. I will say this show, if it is not your thing, that is totally fine. It is very stylized. It is very over the top. It is very comic booky. But I feel like it does have a lot of technical, artistic, and even narrative qualities. The fact that it is a show that's willing to do anything. It will take incredibly insane leaps in logic, but it always commits to it. It always does it with professionalism. It shoots it well. It's all rooted in the comic books. They always borrow elements from the comic that are very popular story arcs. Even they found a way to crowbar Azrael in it, and they made it really, really awesome from the stuff I saw. And I feel like this show, it's supposed to be fun, just like the CW shows, which I do like. I do like the CW shows, but it's a very different type of show. And I feel like this show does know what it's doing. It's trying to be a living comic book, and that comes with flaws. It does have some issues. They had to get rid of the villain of the week style from the first season because that was just not working. And once they actually committed to clear, distinct ensemble cast-driven plot lines, where they do have lots and lots of characters, but they always do something with them. They always make them do things and not just trying to waste time. It actually gets to be really fun. It's a very enjoyable, pulpy storyline. And I say, if you like that stuff, if you're a big comic fan, you're okay with wild, crazy, elseworld interpretations of shows, go for it. I think it's totally worth it.
Alan, get him.
Okay. Again, as somebody that watches, and yes, I know everyone here thinks my opinion is complete garbage at the end of today, but there are much better shows about Batman, like, in animated form, because it's the only live action stuff. And there are just a lot better television shows. Like, I know Arrow gets a lot of crap, but honestly, if you stick with it, you'll really enjoy it. Same thing with Flash. Same thing with Legends of Tomorrow. And even if you wanted to go away from CW, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. takes a while to get going, but when it does, it's a really, really good show that I highly recommend as well. The thing about Gotham is, like, if you've like, I cannot wholeheartly recommend this to anybody, because yes, there are good stuff in there, but not enough to justify the fucking show. Like, I mentioned some parts that were good, and a lot of parts that were bad. I don't like how there doesn't seem to be any consistency from episode to episode. A lot of things that just happen feel like they're just cherry picked for the moment and not thought out later on. The second season does improve on that a little bit, but also doubles down on everything that's bad about the show. A lot more meandering, a lot more things happening for just happening, a lot more characters coming back that are awful. So I cannot recommend this to anybody. But if you do check it out and you want to fucking cuss me out on Facebook, go ahead. Everyone else seems to want to.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
But I will not ever forgive Arrow for the retarded reason they split up Felicity and Stephen Amell's and the Arrow himself. That was so stupid it made me rage quit, like, just even wanting to watch Arrow in the first place. Just.
And to both of you, Alien Covenant was good, so fuck both of y'all. But
I've not seen Alien Covenant, so
you didn't even like it.
I will not crap on Alien Covenant. The stuff I saw of it from the few clips, it looked fine. So I'm not judging it completely because I haven't seen the movie.
see, now I just started switching with Allie because now she can be like, Alien Covenant was fucking awful.
Yeah.
Man, Nick, we watched that
I'm gonna
together.
stop
You were talking
myself.
shit during it.
It was
Now, can I
good.
add one thing though too? Oh, sorry.
If it's less than 5 seconds, go ahead.
Yeah. So, will Gotham be renewed? The answer is actually very likely because, there's syndication on television. They're almost at their syndication numbers. So it's very likely Gotham will be renewed for season 5. And even though the ratings have been dropping, that is not incorrect. It is still one of the top rated shows on Fox. But that's all saying Fox's numbers are very bad across the board.
I'm just saying that's some fucking nice ass seconds there. Okay, goddamn it! I said 5 fucking seconds. You said a bunch of shit right there.
7, 5,
Yeah, it's whatever.
I like Allie's count. Allie's count is more correct. 25.
No, but Allie's was actually faster. Like her shit's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, motherfucker!
I
hurry
was
up.
like 1, 2, 3, 4.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Alright.
Get the
As
fuck
I was
out!
typing it, I was like, that's more than 5. Okay, more like 25 at that point.
Allie would make a motherfucker nervous. Like it's just.
You should have just started counting. Like out loud counting.
Yeah, no, but here's the thing though. I finally, wow, this fucking picture. Okay, well, I don't know what the fuck happened. Now it's all messing up. God damn it! I hate these players on these websites. Now I can't even show anything. But I'm just gonna say this shit. Linda Hamilton's coming back to Terminator. I'm fucking hyped. Yes.
Okay.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay,
before
you
actually, okay.
privileged motherfuckers.
Jay-Z. Okay.
You two.
I'm not. Whoa. I'm not defending Jay-Z.
2 for Alice Campbell.
Bitch, I didn't even say my point.
Beyonce.
Okay. My thing is like, okay, yes, she was part of the best Terminator movie, Terminator 2.
Yes.
My question is, what is her, like, I mean, they probably have no information, but what could she do in this role? Like, are they going to retcon
Are you
Terminator
a writer?
3?
I mean, like, what the fuck? What do you think?
No,
No,
but
are
like,
they going to
can't do
retcon
something?
Terminator 5?
What are they going to do? Are they going to bring back the guy that played the older version? Like, are they going to
No,
retcon
'cause
Terminator
he
3?
died. Yeah, he's
Who?
dead.
Wait. Which actor?
The Dyson. The guy
No, not
who played
Dyson. No. I'm saying, okay, Nick, I'm asking, like, I don't know if there's any information because I didn't read the article. Are they retconning are they going to retcon what happened in Terminator 3? Or are they just going to do this after Terminator 2? Like, where
Yeah,
could
they're
she
doing
fit
this
into
after-
this timeline?
They're doing this after Terminator 2. So basically what's going on is basically she's come back, obviously as Sarah Connor, and what they're going to basically do is they're doing this thing where... Because here's the thing about the Terminator series in general, is that every movie's a reboot. People like to say, oh, it's a sequel to this, sequel to that, whatever the case may be, but it keeps redoing the storyline because it's a time travel movie. So
Yeah.
you can have... well, what's up?
Except for the first 3 Terminators. They were clearly in sequential order.
Well,
They
dude,
started
I'm pretty sure the first Terminator literally was not a fucking prequel to nothing. Like,
Well, that's the thing. They didn't know until Terminator got really popular if they're even going to do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Terminator was like,
Actually,
holy
you
crap,
know
this is popular. Do a second one.
Nick has a point because even the third movie, Terminator: Rise of the Machines, they're just pretty much doing the same thing over again from Judgment Day, and their excuse is, "Oh, we didn't actually beat Judgment Day; we just pushed it further along."
it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Judgment Day is inevitable.
And then,
Yeah.
Terminator Salvation was
Yep.
essentially them trying to set up the first movie. So it's a
It's
prequel.
a prequel and a sequel. And then
Yeah,
Terminator Genesis is
Yeah.
literally a reboot that just completely redid everything. But then the way they
Oh,
talk about the
they-
events in the first 3 movies, it's technically a
Well, they
fucking-
also change everything too. Don't they start adding shit
Yeah,
too?
'cause
They
it's
start
time
just
travel.
completely.
If
yeah.
you go back in time, you change what happens in the future. So the movie's storyline that they set up for the future changes each time they actually do a movie. Every frame, every fucking scene changes everything. Like,
Sure. And they actually talk about that in the show, Sarah Connor
That's
Chronicles.
actually.
Which I like that. I like that.
I want
concept.
to
Ganja wants
actually
to
ask
say
you
something.
that, Nick. Actually, Nick, I want to ask you that because if you read the article, how was your opinion on Genesis?
it was a horrible movie, horrible movie. But I still had fun with it.
All right, well,
Yeah, that's fair.
all right, you'll love this then because apparently Genesis is being just completely cut out from the timeline. They're not going to use that as an official canon. So from what I'm hearing or what I read from the article and a few other things that I read, it's actually just going to go straight from the second one to be the official Terminator 3 sequel that we're getting out of James Cameron's Terminator
So
series.
so they're gonna. So what is this gonna be like a 1990s? So
Wait,
then,
James Cameron doing this next Terminator?
No,
Yes.
no, he's not.
Okay.
Tim
Yeah.
Miller's
Well, I thought he
directing it.
was.
No, Tim.
I thought he was
Cameron's-
writing.
I know
producing
they got
stuff
the
and so on,
rights.
but-
He gets the rights back soon. Like at some point, he's gonna get the rights back in 2020 or something. But I don't think he's like working on this yet. He still has to
No,
do 15
no.
more Avatar
So
sequels.
what it is, I actually did the news on this. Tim Miller from Deadpool is directing it. They did get the
Okay.
right. They're actually officially developing the 6th movie right now with James Cameron as a leading figurehead to help develop and produce it.
Man,
So,
Okay.
that's-
I'm
Now,
calling
I'm-
it. It's gonna be a fucking John Wick ripoff. I see it now. That's what they're doing.
No,
with
Wow,
Right.
they're fighting Terminators. How the
No,
fuck are they gonna
I
do
see where
John
Julian's
Wick?
coming from, but here's the thing though, because I'm kind of confused at your confusion. Like, I don't understand why you felt like this might be a '90s movie or something, because she's
Well,
old.
because
She's not gonna be able
again,
to
like,
look
are they gonna have her? Because she's like clearly really old right now. So it's like, my issue is like, are they gonna do what they're doing with the Halloween thing of essentially the true sequel? So are they gonna just keep it like? Because I can't remember what time.
Well,
I
a
don't know
true
what
sequel could happen way later on. I mean, it's like fucking. It's like if Bad Boys 3 came out, and
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, they're older now, so they're gonna play as older cops. Like, you know, like
Yeah,
it
but
just.
my question is like, how much of this is just going to be like, let's kind of do what, like Ganja said, Terminator 3 of like, oh, we didn't solve Judgment Day in Terminator 2, we're just doing it again. So it's like, I do have kind of an issue of this whole person returning back because it's like, we do kind of see how this doesn't always work. Like this can work, but I am kind of worried because the Terminator series, and Nick, you can agree, doesn't have the best track record. The first 2 movies are great, but after that, it starts to go downhill until Genesis.
Yeah, because I mean, and here's the thing.
Wait,
Like,
until Genesis?
Wait, like what?
I was gonna say until Genesis.
Yeah, downhill it hits
Inclu-
Genesis.
including-
They haven't made any more movies. It can't go further down than Genesis.
Oh no, I thought you were trying to say that Genesis was a good movie. Sorry,
Yeah.
No,
sorry, I
no,
missed-
like Nick said, it's awful, but it's fun.
No, but the thing is, like with each one of these movies, that's the thing. Like people have that whole like sequelitis type of thing, whatever the fuck. But Terminator is the only series I feel, and Back to the Future maybe to an extent too, where every movie that comes out, it's just you basically redoing a movie. When you fuck with time travel, like you can redo the same movie every time and just change the little tiny things because it helps the storyline when you do that. Because these rules that it sets up for itself allows it to do that, to be creative.
But that was what you're describing right there is what made me like pissed off watching Genesis. Like there are shots that are identical to the previous Terminator movies, and I was just sit there, my arms crossed, going, "This is dumb."
Julian, on that point, as much as that movie's not good, I think I know I don't know what y'all feel. I really liked how they managed to get kind of the first Terminator movie, like how they kind of managed to still capture and still feel like you're watching the first one. Like that to me, I enjoyed that.
I feel I would much rather watch the first one again. Like I watched the first one like a month before I watched Genesis, and like 20 minutes in, I was like, "Fuck this! This is so lazy." Like, of course a studio would say this. Like it's like the first one, but. Nah.
Yeah, but they managed to make it work. Like they managed to make it feel like they literally went back. Like because a lot of times when they go back, they always try to do some sort of like, let's do it from a different angle. It's like no, you actually managed to not only capture it exactly, and then you managed to change it. I
said there, Alan, that would have been a good idea to do it from a different point of view, to show shit in the background maybe. But what they did was they just did it identical.
No, but
and the thing is, it's okay to copy the storyline, but I feel like Terminator Genesis, I didn't hate. But nothing it did was better or even of the standard that we expect from Terminator. It's like, yeah, you're copying all these shots, but that's the thing. You're just copying these shots. They're not worse, but they're not better either.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I feel like, I mean, I understand what you guys are coming from, but I've seen the movie so many times, and I'm not saying like my word is better than anybody else's word, but it's like, yeah, they actually did show those shots, and then they did do things differently. Like, for instance, just the fact that Sarah Connor is aware that this whole thing's happening completely changes those shots completely, and then not to mention Liquid Terminators being there as well. The whole thing's way, way different. Like, yeah, they have certain shots, but those are like 2-second, sometimes millisecond shots, just to let you know that you're technically watching something that's being redone from the first movies, and then the second after that, everything completely changes, and it's a completely new movie, and it's actually unpredictable. I was
I kind of like that. Like to me, it's like wow, you managed to make it work and didn't feel like you had to almost like you redid it and you redid it perfectly. Like you managed. You didn't just take you didn't splice footage in. You literally were able to shoot it perfectly.
And another movie that did this too that I liked a bunch, but Resident Evil 4, they did this scene all over again with the whole. This is Resident Evil, the first Resident Evil, with the laser room and the thing comes out and it turns into a gate and chops motherfuckers up and it's shit's amazing.
And the most elaborate security measure they never use again.
Yeah, well no, they do.
Oh, they do.
That's the cool thing.
Do they?
Okay. Yep. A few times in Extinction and in Retribution. And in Retribution, when they did this, she was aware. She was. Say what?
Was Retribution? Sorry, I just remember Retribution's most recent one.
I can't. I think it was Afterlife is the most recent one, but I could be wrong. I could be getting those names mixed up. Maybe the chat will tell me that I'm wrong.
I doubt that you're wrong. You fucking know these things like corn songs.
Yes, like I'm really.
Well, every one of them is after a corn song, so.
But like when they did this though, and it might be a little bit confusing, but the way they told the story and everything, it was like, yeah, Mila Djokovic in one of her clones. You don't know if it's really her or her clone or whatever, but she comes back, Alice, and she's able to know what's going to happen with this laser scene. And then they try to get one over on her. The Red Queen tries to do some shit where she, tries to do something different with the laser room. And granted, it was a remake and it was redoing the exact same scene from the first movie, but they made the shit work. It was different. And it's like I want this new Terminator movie to do basically the same thing, just like Genesis. Linda Hamilton, she's old as shit, but man, I love when they get old people. Like, old people know how to do this shit right. John Goodman, every fucking year he gets older, he's just doing better and fucking better. That movie he did with Bryan Cranston and Louis C.K., what was that fucking movie called?
Was it?
Yeah, Trumbo. I don't know if you watched that, Justin, but I don't watch these.
Like, I did.
Yeah, I don't watch these indie movies where I don't watch this shit, but like, that was fucking great. John Goodman had one of his most intense fucking scenes in a while when he was trying to attack that dude in the fucking office. I just watched The Founder recently. Michael Keaton. That was one of my favorite roles. I fucking hated Michael Keaton's character in The Founder, but goddamn, that dude acted his ass off.
You should watch Spotlight because he's good in that too.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's always great. Like seriously.
See, I want to point out something really thing in the chat, man. Like, I'm kind of a little bit tired of these Terminator movies because it's just like. I don't know. Like you said, they can always do something interesting, but I feel a lot of times they have a decent idea, but they don't really ever it doesn't really ever go anywhere. Like again, Salvation is a good idea, but we saw how that turned out. Genesis had a bunch of great ideas, but it ultimately didn't mesh in, and the trailers were spoiler as fuck. I think honestly, just say fuck it and combine the Terminator universe into the Alien universe. universe. Fuck it, let's have them all within the same fucking universe, man.
Hey, I wouldn't be against that, but I mean, I'm just saying, like Linda Hamilton, dude. I mean, look, in this day and age, when women are starting to come up and start doing their own thing, whatever the fuck, this was the first chick, and this is during a time where all girls were like, oh my god, with titties hanging out and fucking booty shorts and ass sticking out, and this girl was like, nah, fuck you, like I'm not even a Terminator character, and I will whoop the Terminator's ass. Like, this chick is like one of the greatest female characters in all of fucking female acting.
Yes.
Yeah, she's great. It's just again like
In Terminator 2, she is. My worry is that like this is the first thing they're announcing. It's like I don't know what the fucking plot is. It's like they're banking off that we're excited that she's gonna be in the movie.
And
Like,
hey, they got Nick, so they're right. But again, to me, like I mentioned this to Nick right before the show when we looked at the story. What if what's her face from Halloween has come back to Halloween? It's like, to me, it's like I feel like it's almost like the exact same thing of like, okay, we're bringing this old actress from this, iconic, movie series, and we're gonna bring them back to do the quote unquote true sequel. It's like I feel like it's just marketing. It's marketing for marketing's sake.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
You guys say that,
Yeah.
but then Halloween H2O, which came out literally like I think 10 years after the first Halloween came out, or no, more, it was like 20 years.
No, H2O, 20 years.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I didn't know if that was like a storyline arc that they said the 20 years, or if it was actually 20
Fucking
years.
puns, man. Justin, did you write that fucking title?
No, that was
No,
yeah, H2O. No, but here's the thing though, like water.
no, the guy from Scream did. There you go. He's even more puntastic than I am.
Yeah, exactly. God damn it. No, but here's the thing though. Like fucking Jamie Lee Curtis, she came back and it was just like this situation here with Linda Hamilton. It was like, ooh, Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back and she's gonna face her brother. Holy shit, what's gonna happen? Is she fucking sick and sadistic too? Is she gonna kill some fucking babysitters? And she fucking chopped off Michael Myers' head, bro. Like that shit was amazing.
And that was a good movie.
It was an amazing movie.
People said
I know, I've never seen it. Like, I'm just asking, like, was that a good movie?
yeah.
I haven't
It's
seen it either,
sarcasm.
but people say it's one of the better Halloween films. Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
it was fucking
Okay.
great. And it's like,
And yeah, that might happen, but it's just like it's again. I don't want to see your shit on Terminator franchise because I do enjoy it for the most part. But I'm gonna call it like I called the Alien Covenant. I don't think that the people making Terminator can make a good Terminator anymore, and I don't think even if they bring back Linda Hamilton and have James Cameron directing it, I don't think that this movie is
I
gonna be
think you're
particularly
right,
good.
Alan. I think that the story's been told, and there's no point to make another Terminator movie. It's done. It was
I would agree
amazing.
with that, but I, no matter what they do, I don't think it's gonna be good.
I mean, I think you could tell stories within that universe, but trying to bring back Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, it's like that was a really good story. We can let that be.
True. I agree with you, but we'll see what happens. But Julian,
I will say this one thing though, just playing devil advocate, even though I'm not excited for this film. We did say that about the fourth Mad Max movie, and that ended up being one of the best Mad Max films.
Yeah,
So-
but they didn't bring back Mel Gibson in the fucking role.
But even then, I'm just saying,
director.
like,
Good though.
because I'm saying like,
you got Tom Hardy. Mel Gibson's not in the fucking movie.
yeah, but he's saying
Character.
Fury Road is essentially a remake of Mad Max 2. They managed to do it well. So.
No. And you're right. And again, I'll even bring up Creed. I'll even bring that up.
Yeah.
But just because like those work doesn't mean this work. Like I'm
No,
gonna
I
say
agree.
this
It doesn't mean that it's gonna
Like-
not work at all. Like I'm not saying that for sure it's gonna work. I'm just saying like there is some kind of excitement
Okay.
there. We're not gonna try
There is,
and
and there is, of course. But
I think
no,
you're
no.
all wrong.
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Con. No. Unless Con has something else to say. Like I say, like you got to look at this not so much on has this been done right. You got to look at this on the franchise at what it's been building. Terminator films have been steadily going down ever since the second one. Rocky movies have never really been bad, and then Creed has.
Rocky
I-
5 would like to
Hey,
and
I've
four.
watched all the Rockies in essentially like a
And
week.
three.
I don't hate Rocky 5.
Yeah,
I'm
but,
just-
but financially, those continue to slither down.
Sure. Almost
by
all
the
these
way,
cases financially is
The
fine, but I'm
thing
talking about
that, like,
quality
I'm
of
so
film.
curious why you're so emotional on it because I'm thinking too, like even with Assassin's Creed, I know the joke is old, but it's like every video game movie has such ass for fucking more than a decade, and it's like, oh, but this is gonna be good. Like,
Fucking
come
hold,
on, man. Like,
hey, come on, man. How many before Spider-Man came out, comic movies were garbage.
yeah. But
Well, we had Superman, so
we had
Yeah, Superman, and then you had the early Batman series. Even though they
Oh,
weren't like
yes.
faithful to comic book series, people enjoyed them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying like again, I want video games to come off the ground just as a random side tangent. I do want that to happen, but we had a lot of crappy comic book movies before Marvel actually was able to make it work.
no, we did. No, I agree. So
yeah.
But again, but when it comes to this stuff, it's like again, Alien Covenant. Look at the other Alien movies. The next Terminator. Look at the other Terminator movies. It's like there's a pattern with these kinds of series of the people that are working on it not really know what they're doing.
Yeah, but we'll see what
I don't
happens.
know, Alan. I think you're refusing to look the same pattern within what you're trying to get doing with the game movies, because you say that shit, but even like video game tie-ins have had better reviews than the actual movies that came out for them.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong 100%, but it's just like we see this, like, you got to take, yeah, you're right, and then maybe every video game movie is gonna suck, but
Hey, guys.
that doesn't disprove my point. That just proves my point further with
Hey, guys.
Terminator
You know,
stuff.
sorry, it sounded, you said game movie, but it sounded like you said I don't want to.
Like,
No, I know
what
what he said. I know what he said. He said
Moonlight won an award, goddammit. No. No, but the thing is, though, I just want to be an asshole and be like, hey, guys, look at it. That's where Alan's wrong, right there. Just if you guys look, just like right there, that's where he's wrong. But here's the thing, though. I'm going to ask Julian something really, really quick. Julian?
Yeah,
what do you
ask
feel,
me.
Yeah, what do you feel about this particular title? It would be unfair to take over Justice League. That means Zack Snyder's on. Yeah, but
Well, I think that at this point it would be a dick move for him to step in because, like, it's like this, dude. It's like someone was making something in the kitchen and they're like, "Ooh, I got a doctor's appointment. Can you finish this?" And it's like, "All right, but if I do this, I'm finishing it." You know, like it's I don't know, man. Like I feel like he's just about to put it in the quote unquote oven, so to speak. Like they're just about to like be done with the reshoots and stuff. So like it would be kind of a dick move for him to go in there and stick his dick in it. Like it's not his baby as much anymore. Well, it's his baby, but it's also what's his name's
it's
baby.
like orphaned. Like it was his baby, but like he put it in the orphanage, and then like Joss Whedon was like, "That's a cute baby. Can I have that?" And then Zack Snyder was like, "Well, all right." And then like he took it, and then like
No. Here's the thing. So Justice League is Kal-El, and Zack Snyder is Krypton exploded, and they shipped him off to Earth, and Joss Whedon, his little farm, adopted him, and became.
Did
the
you
new
just take a bunch of speed before you made that, man?
yeah, you just
Okay.
he looks like cow. Cow. What the fuck is cow? Like
Kal-El.
That's
okay.
Superman's name.
I was waiting for that motherfucker to start moving.
Zack Snyder.
Man, when Justice League comes out, man, it's like if that movie is good, people are gonna be like, "Oh man, it was all Joss Whedon, like 100% Joss Whedon." Zack Snyder had nothing to do with it. If it sucks, they're gonna blame Zack Snyder.
Yeah, they would
Like,
probably
there's
be right.
Zack Snyder can't win because if the movie sucks, they'll blame Zack Snyder. If the movie's good, they'll thank Joss Whedon.
Yeah, but I mean, I want to ask.
If it does suck, I would blame Joss Whedon though. I would blame him because he's done a lot.
Joss Whedon shouldn't get any credit because like the movie comes out in like what, a few months, and he's had it since what, July, June ish. Like how much can he really do in like 5 months?
In post-production, I don't know, a lot.
Yeah, but again, it's like, can you really polish a turd?
Yes.
No, and that's the problem. Like, you sometimes can, but if it does suck, I will blame Joss Whedon just as much as Zack Snyder.
I won't blame him because he's a name on the title for advertising, and I don't think he can do much in that short amount of time. Like, yeah, he can make sure like edit it and make it work, and maybe short down the runtime, and maybe make some characters
cut out certain scenes and make some characters not show up. That's big shit.
But he can't reshoot scenes.
Yes, he did. He actually reshot Cyborg's scene. Cyborg was apparently too stick in the mud in the show, and they actually had to rewrite him to make him not as stone faced the entire.
Yeah, but how much can he get done in 5 months? They've been probably filming this for like over a year. Maybe, but again, like we don't know how much.
Alan, do you know how quickly some movies are shot? Alan, they shoot movies in like 3 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, like, I see Alan's point and everything, I mean, like, we'll see what happens, but, Allie, I want to ask you really quick, because I know that you don't hate on Zack Snyder as much as everybody else does. I mean, I know you still don't like him because, you are you. Sorry.
Hey, Alex shows all the DVDs, y'all. Don't believe the hype.
Yeah, but, Allie, I want to ask you, though, do you feel like this, are you more excited about this movie now that Zack Snyder is obviously saying, like, yo, I'm out of this shit, it'll be unfair to take over, etc.? Like, what do you feel about the potential quality of this movie?
I feel the same. I feel like it's 50-50 because, I mean, Joss Whedon can do good, but then he also can do not so good or the same. Or I don't know if he really has that much range. And Zack Snyder is Zack Snyder. It's like, okay, yeah, he's made some good stuff, but he's made a lot of not so fantastic stuff.
And he hasn't made anything good recently. That's the thing. Like, his stuff has been going downhill for a long time.
Yeah, it's like when he first started out, he was doing really good stuff, and then like Owls of Ga'Hoole, which is probably the most recent project that was actually really good.
Yep.
But
Love that movie.
but then there's Sucker Punch.
Can I
Hey,
say
that
something
movie is
really
great for
fucked
the
up right
family.
now? I'm gonna say
What's
something
up?
really mean. I'm gonna put it on my face really quick. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Whew. Ready to go up on this roller
You know,
coaster?
I wonder what something means. At least we
You ready, Ganja? Oh, I'm about to jump off the top of this fucking thing. What if this whole thing with his daughter dying makes him make a really fucked up but damn good movie?
Okay,
Somebody call the police.
Well, before you jump on him,
People are dead.
before you jump on him, what he's saying is that a lot of times artists, take the pain of their life and can make something beautiful out of it. So maybe that could happen. Maybe like his next movie, he'll try to do something to help him kind of get through. Like he wrote something or he created something to help him get it through. Whatever.
Yeah, actually, he just posted a short film. So he just had something recently that he did.
What's it about? Do you remember? Or?
I just saw a link for it. I need to put. I'll look it up quickly.
I thought you run a news podcast. What the fuck, Justin?
Anyway,
I literally just saw this yesterday. So
point is, don't kill Nick because that happens with artists. They use tragedy to make something beautiful.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but most of those artists aren't adapting like fucking Batman. Like there's only so much you can do with Batman, and I think that he's lucky that Joss Whedon took over because it was a mess, dude. I feel like there's so many things that are not going to be included in this movie. Like Jesse Eisenberg doesn't show up in Justice League. Do you know how lucky we are for that? Like, saints be praised.
Yeah.
Man, they're still mad in the chat that when I was talking about superhero stuff and it was a mile a minute that I didn't bring up Blade because I was talking about other like the good old stuff. I was like, not because I forgot the movie, I don't like it. We were just fucking talking so much. That Spider-Man was the first thing that popped into my head, man.
What about the mask?
Does that count?
That kind of counts
Yeah.
a little bit, yeah.
I thought is that based off a comic? I thought it was just kind of
What,
something.
just because he's green, it doesn't count, Alan?
Yeah, against green people. What the fuck?
Can I say 5 fucking words without somebody jumping on my ass?
You damn no!
God, well, you damn know. What the fuck was that?
I thought about it for a second, then I backed off.
Because he's
I was
not
like,
saying
wait.
you damn right.
I was like, hold on, do I agree or do I disagree?
No, people, but you know what though?
Oh,
Like,
Nick, I sent the link to you in the Facebook.
oh, in the Facebook. Let me see really quick because yeah, man. I want to know what this shit's called though. Let me see.
It's called Snow Steam Iron. That's what his short film's called. So.
Yeah, because I'm gonna start dropping frames or something. My shit ain't that great, but yeah. People look that up if you guys want to see that shit. But for us, basically, man, like we've been fighting, we've been going to war all night. But you know what though? I think we're gonna go straight into the after hours. Because I'm scared of y'all. Like I'm gonna skip the fucking flex and chill tonight.
This has been an incredibly contentious MCA.
Yeah,
It really
apparently
has.
it's the everyone hates Alan night.
Oh no, it's just
Hey,
your
But
opinion
Alan
stuff.
just keep asking for it. You keep asking for people to argue with you.
Man. I'll give you the Gotham thing because I went into a post of people liking Gotham and just said boo. I expected just to leave without anyone fighting. I'll give you that, but tonight though, I did not ask for that shit.
Oh, that's okay, man. Look, listen.
All
you know
right,
what?
real quick. Let me give the announcement since we're about to end off real quick. For people that are wondering, we're going to go into the after hours. It's going to be the viewing party. So it's going to be actual season premiere choices. So make sure to find either American animation or TV shows that you guys know that are at least under 45 minutes. Nothing too long because we don't want to bore people. So keep it under 45 minutes, 22 when it comes to American animation. So anything, the first episode, the pilot, no episodes after that. You guys get one selection. And after that, we're just going to go through whatever the lifts remained in and just freestyle after that. Alan, you want to give them the rules real quick?
Yeah. Like the rules, we always say, come in, make sure that the topics, are on point. Like when you all are talking, you're on point. Don't start yelling or repeating the same BS over and over again, or we'll kick you. And we have that kind of power. And at the whole time, just come in and have fun. Everyone's sitting there trying to have a good time, even if you've already seen the episode. Try to point out stuff that maybe people don't know, or try to have some fun with it. But don't overpower the audio that people are trying to listen to.
Okay, cool. And then can I go in there and just say like, "Boo! Shit sucks." Can I do that?
You did that anyway.
Oh,
We
gosh.
could, even if we ban you, you'll still show up.
Yeah, I'll find some.
And also, guys, you're going to check out for the links. We're going to be posting them in the DT chat room and as well as on the YouTube comment section. So people on YouTube, make sure to look out for the link on the rabbit for that on the comment section.
So
Alright.
it's only pilot episodes, no first episode of a season.
No. And we're not watching South Park.
Oh man, one of these
Wait.
days.
That first episode of South Park is kind of funny, though.
I'm kidding. I just wanted to, because I had a feeling Julie wanted to be like, hey, let's watch an episode of South Park.
And by the way, I just want to say rest in peace to Patrick Gertz for his comments today about the South Park video. The chat was kind of going nuts on the guy and everything. So was I.
What did he say? What did he say?
No.
What do you say?
It's nothing big. It wasn't a big deal. I'm just talking shit.
Like rest in pease, Patrick Grissom. Like shit, Patrick died. Goddamn.
No. I like how well you took it too. Like, oh, he died. Oh man, that's unfortunate.
That's gonna be the newest fake news story. You're like, Gert's dead. You know, sort of thing. Just
Dead with DED, by the way, like just dead.
Yeah, he go-gurted.
Oh man, people, all that good stuff. I don't know what the fuck. This is bad. Ganja, 3, 2, 1. Thank God.
3, 2, 1. Attack the
go,
sky!
Gert!